Hello there. What is going on, everyone? We are doing a live stream this morning, and a live stream without the big countdown, because a lot of times live streams have that like in 30 or in 3 minutes or in 35 minutes, and it starts counting down and it's way too long. But we're just jumping right into it. And joining me today is the incredibly talented Elle Firespray. How are you doing today, Elle?
Hello there, everybody. I have to say that because I'm in Crabbok's channel, and it wouldn't be Crabbok if I didn't do that. So I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really
Well,
excited to start painting with
thank
you.
you for
How are
being
you
here.
doing?
I'm doing fantastic, as a matter of fact. It's an earlier stream than I usually do, but it also was an excuse for me
Sorry.
not to sleep all day. So
There
that's a good thing.
you go.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
works. It
absolutely.
works.
And we're gonna be painting some stuff today. What are you gonna be working on today?
Well, I've been working on Ahsoka for a couple of sessions,
Oh
and
yes.
I was like, okay, do I want to start
Mm-hmm.
something new, or finish what I started?
Right.
So I'm just like, I think I'm just gonna go and finish my Ahsoka before I move on to something else. What about you?
I'm going easy. I took the coward's way out right now because I don't usually paint on stream. I've done it a few times, but I wanted to do something kind of a little bit more monochromatic. So I'm going to be doing some clone troopers, and I've got clone troopers from both Legion and from Shatterpoint. And I'm going to be going over my method of how I do clone troopers, and if that fails, I also have some terrain pieces to work on a little bit too. I've got like this. I started one. I started the little owl piece from the high ground set. It's the little condor.
Nice. Yes.
Yeah, and all I did was I primed it, and then I based the rock in just some like a thin coat of brown. And I'm like, oh, you know what? I could work on that little owl today too, if time permits. So
You say you start with something easy.
yeah.
Personally,
Mm-hmm.
starting with troopers is not easy. I don't know if you
Oh,
say that when you start painting, like, oh, you should start with the troopers. That's the easiest because they're just black and white, right?
sure,
Right?
sure. There's
Right?
there's there's a,
Yeah,
there's a
sure.
shortcut. It's
White
called
is so hard to paint,
It's
isn't it? I
it's
don't know
it's
if it's
called
just
well,
me,
it's
but
called apothecary white because what it does is it turns that white into like a
I
gray,
know.
but it smooths it out a little bit, and it puts just enough like shading in there, I
Yeah,
think,
that you
that
can just go over with the white on
yeah,
top.
that I don't really have to worry about. Now, granted, like I've seen some really good, like I'd say like on a scale of 1 to 10, like I'm aiming for like a 7, right, or 6 or a 7 for like a clone trooper in a really kind of a speedy fashion. But to do like
Right.
an 8, 9, or a 10 or something like that, that's when it becomes really really hard. But it's real
Yes.
easy to get them like tabletop ready using some of the shortcuts, and then you can upgrade
Yeah.
from there. So it's like I'll get to like a stopping point, and like this could totally work, and you could stop here or go a little bit more. Maybe I'll try
Right.
that.
Well, hello there, friends who are joining us. Michael C. and
What's
Mark
going
R.
on,
and
everybody? Wow, we got our
Jay Shulansky.
oh, we got Jay Shalansky from the Fifth Trooper coming in to say hello, man. How you doing, everybody? Michael, Mark, and Jay. We're gonna be doing some painting, and I wonder what you guys are doing
I think
this
I got this
morning.
Ahsoka from the Fifth Trooper, actually. I think I pre-ordered it there.
Oh, did you
Thank you.
really? Oh, that's a great little plug there, right? And she is. I haven't painted my Ahsoka yet, and I have her primed, and she's on the table in my garage, and I'm not. I'm afraid. Ahsoka
Don't be
is so
afraid.
intimidating to me because you got all the
It
lines
is.
on.
It is. Yes, it is. It
Hmm.
totally is. And she's my favorite character, and you will think that I will just, paint her right away, but
Hmm.
I had to be prepared mentally to start this.
Oh yeah,
It's
no,
very important.
she is. She's really challenging, and because she
Yes,
is as important as she is, and as
I
popular as
know.
she is, like I feel like if you screw up on her, it's like she's likely to be the centerpiece of a lot of your builds, and so I kind of screwed up
The
on my
pressure is on.
Shatterpoint Ahsoka.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Yes.
I think she's
You
the
get
hardest
that.
miniature to paint, and I think it's because of
This
her
one.
face. Like Maul was probably one of
Yes.
the hardest ones to get the face right, But
Yeah, that's true.
with
Did you see
Ahsoka's,
the mole from Shatterpoint? Does it look an awfully lot like Sam Witwer to you? Because he does to me.
I'll tell you what. After I painted him, he didn't look like anybody. But but yeah, you know, he's a good model. He's definitely different than the Legion ones, though. Like the bone structure is a little different. I was watching. I've been watching a show called Ted Lasso. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
Oh, I want to watch that. Are you
It's
starting to paint while we're talking, or should I wait
I'm
until you
I'm I'm
say?
I'm shaking up my so these contrast paints. I'm doing it kind of off screen. So I want people to know what I'm doing. I'm not doing anything weird. But no, I'm the contrast paints. You have to shake them quite a bit, and I have
You gotta get.
yeah. Oh, I lost your video there. I think you. Uh-oh. We were having a little bit of difficulties. We're gonna get that. We're gonna get that one. Oh, it's fixed. Oh, we got your audio
Sorry.
too. It all came back.
Oh man, I'm so sorry. I
No,
just
no, it's
touched
okay.
people or something.
This is what happens when you do it live. People can ask any kind of
Yeah,
questions they want. Michael says he's still working on his MCP core set and the first few
nice.
expansions, and Shatterpoint is on the list for later. He also likes your Ahsoka so far. But by the way, yeah, it does look pretty good. Um,
Thank you. I
yeah.
can't seem to. My thing
hmm
is upside down.
Okay, I can fix that from here if you want, or yeah,
Sure, yeah, if you can do it.
I can do
I
it.
don't know what my
I know how to do a
gosh.
few things. All right, there we go.
You got it. You got it.
All right, we're gonna resize it a little bit. This is what happens. We do it live, like the old meme. We'll do it live. But that's what happens. You never know what you're gonna get, and that's why you should
Is
always
it
tune
a
into these live streams.
is this a family friendly channel?
I am typically family friendly. It's
Okay.
if something slips,
That's
I'm
good.
not gonna be upset, but you know, I
No,
try.
I won't. I
Yeah,
won't ruin your reputation
that's right.
by that.
I have such a
Maybe next time I come over,
I
but
have a
not.
really great reputation that everybody loves me unconditionally, right? No. All right. Oh my gosh, what is that? You were
This is
spinning the
the
paint.
mix that I was telling you about,
I have
and
not
it
seen
has
that. That is
a
cool.
big one. It has like different like
Speeds?
no, these things.
Oh, the
So
nozzles
so you can use, yeah, so you can use these big ones too. That's it. That
Wow.
one.
That is
So you
cool.
can, yeah. I use it for, I don't know, some paints. My paints tend to separate,
Mm-hmm.
especially my metallics, pretty badly. So
Oh,
I
wow.
really
That's
use it
cool.
for that.
I gosh, I have I don't have it here, but it's like it has suction cups on the bottom, and I stick the paint in it, and it like it shakes it like
Yes, I
yeah,
do have that one. Yes, I
yeah,
bought it, and it was like the one I bought was like what they use for like tubes and labs and stuff like that.
yeah, yeah.
And then I paid like $110 for that because I'm like, oh,
Okay.
I need to have something to shake my pains because. And then this thing came out, and it was $15, and it works
Oh,
better. And I'm like,
nice.
I felt, I'm like, I should have waited a couple more weeks. Dang it! So
I
yeah,
Yeah, I like it. It's the one I've got is a USB charger, and it holds the
yeah,
charge forever. I've only charged it once.
yeah. This one is USB charged too. So
Nice. Yeah,
yeah.
it makes my hand a little. If I do it too much, it does make my hand feel a little numb. Like I'm like, wow, this thing. It's
You start vibrating too.
yeah. I don't know if it's mixing the paint or it's mixing all the blood inside my hand. But that is what happens. But yeah, so this is an interesting one.
Thank you,
Basically what I'm
Michael.
doing, I'm putting apothecary white all over this thing, and I apply it pretty liberally because I want it to get everywhere. Like it's almost like I'm just kind of fully coating the thing, 100% of the mini in there because I'm gonna do more stuff after this. But this also takes a long time to dry because it's a very wet paint. But it's gonna end up like drying and making all of the armor kind of have some natural shadings because if you put it on wet enough, it'll seep down to where the highest points have the least and the lowest points have the most, and then it gives you just a little bit. And
Uh-huh.
my camera's not even really doing it that well at justice, but that's just something that
Yeah.
the audience can use their imagination for how it really looks.
I'm sorry. I need to show my camera again.
Oh no, all right, yeah, go ahead. Let me go ahead and fix that, and get it in. And
I'm sorry, friends.
yeah, it's these things absolutely happen. All right,
It wasn't zoomed in. It was really
oh, look
far
at
away.
that. All right, you're perfect. You're coming back in. Oh, it's in the process.
It's in the process. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with it.
Yep.
All right.
It happens.
And
See, it's
two.
easier for me because I'm on the
Okay, there
local
we go.
end. Look at that. All right.
There.
I got to flip you one more time
Okay.
because now you came back in the right way, and I've already
Yeah.
turned you upside down.
Yeah, because I noticed like the it was like really from far away. You could barely see anything. So
Oh yeah, yeah. All right, all right. I can make it. Let me make
there
it a
you
little
go.
bigger. I'm gonna give you a little more screen time. There we go.
Ooh,
There we go. Little bigger.
I
There we
feel
go.
special.
All right.
OMG, a pink hangout.
All
Yes,
right.
Clyde, welcome to the party. Is
What?
anybody painting right now or doing anything?
Yeah, I'm
Let us
curious
know.
what everybody's been working on lately. Like, are you getting some painting done this weekend?
It's
Because
Father's Day
it
tomorrow.
is Father's Day
Do you
tomorrow.
have any plans? Happy Father's Day in advance.
Did you guys get your fathers any cards in the mail ahead of time, or are you taking your dad golfing, or do you hate your dad and you're like glad that you're not going to call him? You
Jeez.
know, I said we were family friendly, but I didn't say we were nice. No, I'm just kidding. No.
Good to know.
Father's Day, you were a terrible father, Dad. You're always painting miniatures instead of spending time with us kids. Oh, that hits a little close to home. You know what?
Oh man, yeah, I bet.
After I'm done with this, we're playing some Smash Brothers, kids. That's what we're gonna do. So I'm
A
making up
Mario
to him.
Kart, I promise.
Yeah, I'll let you guys be Kirby. Yeah.
Just this one time.
Funny. Yeah, yeah. No.
Yeah, I went to do some Father's Day shopping yesterday, and I
Mm-hmm.
saw these amazing dad jokes
Oh,
books
really?
at Barnes and Noble.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I definitely need to get this. I got it. You know, when you buy things and you buy it more for you than for the other
Oh,
person,
yeah,
but
yeah. Absolutely,
I just started.
absolutely.
I just started like looking at the pages, and I just stopped because I was in the middle of a story making a reel full of myself, laughing so hard. So I'm like, I need to put this down and just get it and read it at home.
That's yeah. Like I imagine like coming home with a store with my wife for my wife, and I'm like, honey, I got you this new. It's a core set for Star Wars Shatterpoint.
Yeah,
Look what I just
I
got
know.
you, and
Yeah,
and it's something that we can play together, so we can, we
yeah.
can.
But spend time, quality time.
Yeah,
They,
yeah,
they get you that way. Yeah, just
absolutely.
that's happened before to me when many years ago when I just
Mm-hmm.
started in board games and I was just married.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, my then husband will buy me Catan expansions for birthdays, Mother's Day. Oh, I got you Cities and Nights. Oh, I got you Traders and Barbarians. You're gonna love it. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
wait, yeah, you like
That
the game, but
that reminds me of some friends of
I'm
mine
really getting this for you.
that have the exact same thing, and it's hilarious to me, especially watching from the outside when I don't have to be directly involved, and I don't have to have a
Right.
I don't have to give my advice on this situation, not publicly
Right.
at least. Uh, Very funny stuff. Uh,
No, no, no. Has that ever happened to you guys making presents to somebody, your significant other or a friend, and then it's just like it's more like for you than for them?
I I don't think I've done too much like that. I think there have been some fails though. Like I know what was it? There was one of those Pandora bracelets that my wife had,
Yes.
and
Yes.
I
Those are nice
saw
because you can keep adding
you
stuff,
can just keep adding stuff, right? And I found this one that was the Firefly, the Serenity from the show Firefly, and it's a really cool little spaceship, and we both love that show,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, oh, she's gonna love this, and
Uh,
then when she opens it up, she was like, did you even look at the bracelet that I'm wearing? I'm already wearing this one, and I'm like, she's like, this is the same one you got me last year. I'm like, no, no, it's
I just
not.
wanted to have a double. I
Yeah.
just love it. I just know you love it so much. You want to
Yeah,
have two
you
of
needed
them.
two of them, so
Yes.
this way they could firefly together. Yeah,
That's too funny.
yeah. So there's been a couple of those. Now I have like I keep like a Google Doc of like all of my gift plans and stuff like that, so I can keep myself organized. Like, yeah, I'm using Google Docs for all of that. It's
Yeah.
it's very fun. But I also, here's the other
That's
thing,
right.
and this is a tip
Mhm.
for people in relationships. Um,
Okay.
Depending on your level of communication, because sometimes you don't want to tell somebody, look, I want you to get me this. Sometimes you want to be surprised a little bit. So I
Yeah,
keep,
you just want to be a little subtle
mhm.
and
Yeah.
yeah.
So I keep a list of all the things that I'm currently interested in on a separate Google Doc, and I share that with her. And so, like, hey, if you ever are looking for gift ideas, it's like it's some links to some specific stuff, but it's also like just general stuff like, oh, I really like Cyberpunk 2077, or I really like the Thundercats, or obviously Star Wars, or this is my favorite character. This is like my some of my favorite bands and stuff like that.
Right.
And so it's there to kind of help, um, you know. So I like doing stuff like that, but
Yeah, that makes it easier for
hmm
the other person to get something. Speaking of Thundercats,
oh yeah,
is your favorite Thundercat Panthro because of the nunchucks?
it is Panthro. Well, although when I was a kid, it was Lion-O, because I think, if you're a little boy and you're
If you're
watching
a
it.
little boy, you would, yeah,
Yeah, and
you
you're
will
watching the show,
really.
like he starts out as a little boy, and then all of a sudden he like grows up, and it's awkward because like Shitara starts flirting with him right away. I'm like, yeah, but you were just like a grown woman. He was just a child like
That
20
is
minutes
so
ago.
wrong.
Like, how much older are you than you? Like that show.
What's
As much as I
your
love that show, it's
boy
so
time? Damn
crazy.
it.
Yeah, yeah. Like you remember? So when I
Yeah,
met, we met at what, Gen Con last year.
Jenkin last year, yes.
Yes, and I remember telling you we got into talking about Thundercats, and I asked you if you had ever seen
Yeah.
the first episode,
I
because
did not remember that first episode for some reason. I just like maybe it was just so traumatic that I just erased it from my mind.
it
I
might have
don't
been,
know.
or forgettable. Um,
Or forgettable. No,
yeah,
I was just maybe too young to remember, but
it was
yeah.
hilarious because, yes. So anybody who's watching right now, the Thundercats is like was definitely my favorite show growing up. But all of the Thundercats were naked in the first episode, and
I
it's.
actually watched it after we talked and I sent you a picture of
Yes, I
it.
remembered that the other day. I was just thinking about that, and yeah, it's pretty wild. I actually just started I started a new
Uh,
job, and I have a larger desk at work now, and so I brought in all of my Thundercats and uh,
neat.
and my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So I have like, Thundercats figures and Ninja Turtles figures, and I wanted to have them together in the same desk area because there's some symmetry between them. You got a nunchuck, somebody using nunchucks, you got somebody using a bow staff, you got somebody using a sword, and then you don't really have Tigra and Raphael don't have the matchup.
Right.
But so, yep. So
Was that your favorite one then? Yeah, mine was Cheetah, of course.
she was
I
pretty
remember
great.
being a kid and going out to play and I would just run and in my mind,
Yes.
I was running as fast and as cool, with that kind of lights coming out of her.
Okay. Oh
Uh
yeah, she
but she ran.
electrified. Yes.
Yeah. So that was in my mind, that's what was going on. And it was
Okay.
amazing.
She was fantastic. I liked all of them. I didn't like Tigra as much. I don't know why.
Yeah, he was a little party pooper, I
He
think.
just he
I
seemed
don't
like
know.
he was like he needed a counterpart. Like he needed a friend. And I don't think any of them
Yeah.
liked Tigra.
No,
I just don't.
not my favorite either. So, but
Hmm.
I don't know. Snarf was kind of annoying to me sometimes too. I remember as a kid,
He
and
was. He was a little
I
bit.
don't know.
You know who
And I
I
never had a
liked?
cat, so I can relate to liking the him either. So.
I liked the maidens in the woods, like the humans, like Willa, and like there were these tree Amazon maidens or whatever, and they were human, but they were always like the voice of reason. They're like, "Oh, Lion-O, you're so stupid. Can't you see the mutants are attacking? Stop trying to make friends with them." You know?
Again,
Yeah.
I'm a little boy.
Yeah, exactly,
Give me a
exactly.
break. Okay, let
Uh,
me see what Chad is saying here.
oh yeah, I'm
Um,
totally neglecting chat. Thank you. See, you are so much better at this than
I
me.
care about you guys.
Hmm.
Oh, and SharePoint, working on MCP. You said that I've been working on Warhammer miniatures. Ryan
Hmm.
says, but I just started the SharePoint box. Nice. A lot of my friends who played
Hmm.
Warhammer that never played Legion or any of the other games are really into SharePoint. I'm really excited about that.
It's interesting
About
to
to
me.
work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I think they're similar in size. The Shatterpoint miniatures, especially the bases, remind me they're a lot closer to Warhammer,
To
and
kill him or
well, yeah, well, Kill Team and Warhammer and more like they use the same like models that are compatible with one another, and
oh, right.
yeah, and that's actually been one of the biggest things I've seen for feedback is a lot of people saying, "Man, I just wish that Shatterpoint would have used the same miniatures as Legion, so this way you could use the same." Because honestly, they are in a very similar scale. Like somebody else who had seen these for the first time might not know that these were for different games. The only thing that really makes them stand out is that the bases are very different. So
Yeah, there are a lot more stylized. Yeah, I don't know.
yeah, at a glance,
I can see
that's
that.
obviously people are going to make that comparison. But the base size is really important for actually for the gameplay because your movement is totally different. But yeah, it's so interesting to me because like I just did a video Friday about like comparing the two games and like and it's weird because they both have like different strengths, and and so I like.
The Legion and SharePoint you're talking about? Sorry.
Right, yeah. Legion and
Oh, okay.
Shatterpoint. Well, yeah, I guess because we were talking about Warhammer too. Although Warhammer's totally different also, and I love. Well,
Yeah.
I play Age of Sigmar. I don't play 40K, but
Oh, okay.
I like Age of Sigmar. And honestly, mostly it's for the minis. Like that's a game I play more for just painting and doing the minis than I do for actually
Oh,
playing the
yeah.
game.
Nice.
Yeah. I am gonna start putting some orange on these guys. So I did. So the apothecary white. Back to painting for a minute. Sorry,
Yeah.
but I did some other guys ahead of time, and I had it already dry. And so these guys are like it's. I don't even know if you can really tell. It's very subtle, but like the shadings in the right spots on these guys,
Yeah.
and I don't have to worry about you know
You can tell,
I
like
don't want to have to
compared
worry
to
about
the
my orange
face.
stripes like wet blending to the side or anything like that.
Right.
So I'm gonna paint some stripes on some dudes, and yeah. I don't know wait, who am I gonna do? No, you're still wet. I don't want to do you. Yeah. All right. He's just a little wet. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Okay. Let's go.
I don't know.
Let's see here.
All right. Who
What's
else is out there?
what tickets are we talking about, Sarah?
Wicked
Did I miss
tickets.
something? And the Wicked tickets?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Wait. I think it's a reply to something else.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, did you, Crabbok, have you seen?
Oh. Oh, so that's my wife, and no, she was reminding
Oh,
me about the bad gifts. Yeah, I bought her tickets to
hi, Crabbok's.
yeah.
Hi, Sarah Crabbok. Nice to meet you. That's
Yes, yeah.
hilarious.
No, so she was reminding me of I had bought her tickets to a play. I thought it was
Oh my
Phantom.
God, that's awesome.
Was it Phantom?
And the
I think it was
Wicked
Phantom of the
tickets.
Opera. She thinks it was Wicked, so it's probably Wicked. But anyway, I bought her tickets to a play, and she already had tickets to go to this same play. It's the same exact day, the same showing, and everything. So I
Oh
bought
my
her
God.
an extra like set of tickets for a play that she was already going to. Like
You're a piece of work, my friend. Oh my goodness.
this was all before I had a system. Now I have a system. Now I
Now
do.
you have the system.
Yeah.
It's bad. It's
Now I
better.
do excellent gifts now.
I mean, you say it's better. Is it better, Sarah? You tell us.
Yes, actually, yeah. This is your chance to shine. Is it better, or does it still need some work? I don't know. I don't know. Over the last year, she's had some
So
pretty
funny.
great gifts. But
Oh my goodness, that was hilarious.
oh no, I lost my brush. Oh, there it is. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, come on. Let's see what else. The new movie looks good.
All right.
I haven't seen
The new
the
Ninja
new
Turtles movie?
movie.
I haven't seen that yet.
No.
No, I saw the trailers for it. That's the one that what's his name
Oh,
did?
it's
Seth Rogen did it. It's a little bit like CGI claymation style animation.
okay.
Just died to bring you paper towels.
Thank you.
I
You
see.
died?
I did.
Oh, she died. Oh my gosh, she's playing a video game in the other room, and I asked her to bring me
Oh.
some stuff, and she's like, "I
I
died
can
for
hear
you."
I can hear my kids playing downstairs too.
Oh,
They're
hopefully
playing Mario.
nobody's getting murdered. I always wonder if they're like when they're screaming, like, is that laughter or is
Yeah,
that like?
I
Or,
know. You just stay there a minute, and
yeah,
you're just like, okay, if I keep hearing screaming, then I have to actually get up.
absolutely.
You go check it out.
All right, I have a question for you and for everybody watching.
Okay.
Oh, Michael says, yeah, it's kind of like the Spider-Verse
No,
graphics. Yes, a little bit.
Minister.
Okay, so this is a very important question because this
Oh
is a
my God.
question about what is best.
Should we have talked about this in advance?
Oh, well, possibly, but no, no, no. It works better if you're not prepared for it. So my
Oh, dang
question
it.
for you is, what is best as far as Pop Tarts? Do
Okay.
you have a favorite flavor of Pop Tart? What is the best flavor? Or then again, if you don't eat Pop Tarts at all, which you probably shouldn't because they're not good for you. But and this is also for the audience because I have my own opinion on these. But
Do you have your own opinion?
I have my own opinion too, and I can.
Your own flavor?
Michael says s'mores are the best flavor of Pop Tarts, and that's
Okay. I haven't had. I remember trying them when I moved to the US the first time,
okay.
I don't know, over 10 years ago. And I had a strawberry one, but I never really ate
You're
them.
not into you're not a Pop Tart, a
No,
big
I'm
fan of
more of
Pop Tart.
the strudels ones,
Okay,
I'm more of
the
those.
ones that are like
Than,
frozen and then you stick them in the
yes,
toaster. Oh,
yeah,
those are
those
like
are good.
those are so much better than Pop Tarts. It's not even fair.
They're
Yes,
addictive, but I like those.
those are
But
really
Pop
good.
Tart, I remember having a strawberry one, and I usually like strawberry things. I don't know, it's
Okay.
just my thing.
Well, so
It's
I used
very
to.
boring.
Timothy says brown sugar Pop Tarts. So Pop Tarts are pretty good, but they're kind of dry, and they're not frozen, so they have preservatives in them. So they're not really even healthy for you, honestly. But they're kind of a guilty pleasure that I know I grew up having them quite a bit, and but my favorite is the wild berry. So if you do find yourself in a position to eat Pop Tarts, there's like a wild berry one that's kind of got purple frosting on top and
Purple frosting.
purple frosting. Like there's no,
Okay.
yeah, it's clearly not a natural frosting color, but they're delicious and they're the best. I declare that they're the best Pop Tart. But
I, I have spoken.
yes, this is the purple. This is the
That's
way.
so funny. I
This
don't know. I don't. I might have to try some Pop Tarts in your honor now. Then
maybe at some point, yeah. So my wife doesn't want me to eat them because she's like, those aren't good for you. You shouldn't eat those. But I still
they
when
probably aren't.
when I do grocery shopping, I sneak some in every once in a while because they're well, the wild berry ones are like seasonal or something. Like they only have them once in a while.
Oh, they don't come. They're not there all the
But
time.
I'll
I
tell you
see.
something, and this is something you have children, so I know
I
that you
do.
know.
I do.
I know that you know a little bit about this at least. Like sometimes I'll buy something for myself and I'm like, oh, yes, these Pop Tarts are great. And I'll even use the
Mhm.
excuse of like, I need to have it in the house for the kids because the kids
For
might
the
want to have
kids.
some too. My youngest is a Pop Tart fiend, and he ate all of the wild berry Pop Tarts.
Oh, how dare
I
he?
mean, I brought them home and I opened it up. I had
How
one,
very
and
dare he?
he begged me to split it with him. I'm like, okay, I'll share. I'll split it with you. And and sure enough,
It was a trap.
yeah, I had that half of the one ended up being the only one I had, and I said, that's not fair. That is not
And yeah,
fair,
lucky
Mister.
that you have one.
Yes, exactly. One of the things I like about doing these clone troopers is I can just make up whatever kind of pattern I want for their chest armor, and like I can just do anything. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do like a triangle, and I'm gonna paint some nunchucks on his back or whatever. Like I can.
You actually own like actual. Do you actually own actual? My English
Do
is
I
very
do I have
short.
an actual pair of nunchucks?
Yes, to you.
I have one.
And, and will you do a demonstration for your chat in your
Not
yes?
today. Not not today.
I just want to see that. Okay, then you just
I
have to
am
at
in
least
a I'm
get
in a
to the
very tight.
video.
So it looks like I'm actually on board a Star Destroyer's bridge. If you look behind me, but a little known fact, I don't actually film on a real Star Destroyer, so I don't have as much room as you might think. There's a green screen behind me. I've got mics, lights, cameras all over, and if I was swinging nunchucks, everything, the whole stream would come down very, very quick because I would be knocking over my computer and then knocking over screens, and then the house would catch on fire. It would be terrible, I think. Yeah.
Well, we need a video of it then, and
I'm
then you could be the new
they so
Star Wars boy,
did you know that they actually canonized lightsaber nunchucks?
Star Wars kid. What?
They made them they made them for real.
No.
Yes, they're
On Star Wars?
it's in a comic book. Well, in two different comic books. The High Republic has a
Okay.
character that they started putting lightsaber nunchucks with. They were like joined by a.
No
Ooh.
way.
Oh, I thought I heard an explosion. It's just thunder. We're having some storms around
Oh,
here.
okay. Yeah, I heard that.
Hopefully we don't lose. If I drop out, it's because
Oh,
of lightning and
I thought you
shedding.
had beans for dinner or something last night. Or...
Wrong kind of boom. What's going on, everybody else in chat? We're doing some paint streaming. Let us know where you guys are watching from. Hi Matt. Hi Michael. Hi Clyde. Hi Timothy. Hi Sarah. Well, I already said
Oh,
hi to
hey,
you.
Matt. I know Matt.
What's going on, Nicholas? Lightsaber nunchucks. Oh yeah, so back to lightsaber nunchucks. Yes, they are actually
Yes.
canonized. There was another comic book that had that went back to the Clone Wars era, and Obi-Wan Kenobi was having a conversation with Anakin about
Okay.
his younger days, and apparently
Hmm.
Obi-Wan he was telling Anakin about different lightsaber types and said, I even when I was younger experimented with connecting two lightsabers with a chain and using them that way. So basically, Obi-Wan Kenobi
Okay.
used officially, canonically, in the comic books, which are canon, used lightsaber nunchucks when he was a kid.
You didn't say the word nunchuck, but pretty much it just described exactly what that.
Exactly. So I'm completely vindicated on all of my questing to see lightsaber
Yeah,
nunchucks.
like this is canon, dude. Just
It's real.
yeah.
Yeah, it's real. And the thing is, they could be so effective because you could swing them around like without the blades on. You could just swing them around like normal nunchucks. And now you have a non-lethal, just like a bludgeoning weapon. It could knock somebody out, but
Right.
you're not going to cut somebody in half,
A
right?
good, yeah.
Yeah. But also, if you are using it, like if Count Dooku shows up or something like that, you could swing him around and use the force to turn on the blade right when it's really far away from you. So you could be
It
like,
seems to me you have given this quite a bit of thought.
it's they are in my logo. My little Crabbok logo has lightsaber nunchucks right there, right? So
Yeah,
yeah,
I know.
I
They're
think
really
about it
cool.
quite a bit. I really do. But these are the things that I think about. I should be thinking about other things, but I daydream. What do you daydream about, Al? I put you
Oh,
on the
I
spot there.
lost your audio. Oh, there
Oh,
you are.
are we so I just had a huge lightning spike. The stream might go down. We may lose internet. I apologize if that happens, but as
Okay,
well,
yeah,
I'm not
you're the
apologizing for nature, but nature should apologize for that. But
yeah,
yeah.
they should.
Uh,
Sorry, if you said something last, I did not hear it. I'm
oh,
sorry.
I said well, these are the things that I daydream about. What do you daydream about? Do you have any crazy things that you think about that aren't in reality, or things that you really would love to see show up someday? It doesn't have to be Star Wars, but just like what about like movies or TV, or is there anything that you really want to see or you're looking forward to as far as like entertainment? Or
Hmm.
I don't know. This is a very
I don't
wide
know.
open question, right?
Right, yeah. I
It's
don't know.
what about the audience? You guys, this is actually more of like a grenade question where you kind of throw it and then you wait because maybe later it'll occur to you like you know what that's it because when I get put on the spot with questions like this and I always want to have a really good answer but I don't know right away. Um,
Right. I guess
yeah.
if there's something that I look forward to when it comes to uh I don't know if a show, but a game
Uh
or
huh.
something, a miniatures game that I would love to see happening in the future,
Okay.
will be either, a good Thundercats game would be
Oh
awesome,
my God.
but
Yes.
also like a real, not just an expansion for Zombie but just
Right. Right. Which is and
on
that's
its
cool too.
own.
But yeah, I would love a
Yeah,
dedicated
which is
one.
great. I'm really excited about those. But you know what I mean? Just something and that is actually good and not,
Mm-hmm.
copy
Yes.
paste of other stuff
Sometimes
that
you
just
just
has,
reskin an existing game
yeah,
and yeah.
they have those just those characters and that's it. So a good game of that, or some like good 80s,
Mm-hmm.
uh, other than that, my favorite show, I think my favorite for everything, I mean more than anything else,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a huge Attack on Titan fan.
Okay. Is
And
that the one with the really large guys with no skin?
yes, they're Titans.
Okay, I have never seen that, and that's like on my list of like I'm so curious about
We
like
should watch it together. We should have like a like a I was just putting you on the spot now.
Oh, okay, okay.
Like a
Well, let me
watch
ask
it.
you
I
this:
don't know,
where is it
for
streaming?
everybody to watch it.
Is it streaming on any
I
like the
think
major platforms like Hulu or
I
Netflix or
think
anything?
the first season is on Netflix,
Okay,
I
well,
believe. Otherwise, Hulu has all the seasons.
okay. So I have
But
Hulu. I have Hulu and Netflix.
no, yeah,
That's an
you should.
option.
Oh man, it's so I don't know. I'm not really okay. How do I say this? I never really like because watch anime before in my life,
Okay,
or I never was like a big anime person. I will watch
sure.
something, but it's not like I was really into it. Never was
Is
really.
this your first one,
But
kind of?
then this is kind of my first one,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
I
Well, it's
just could
obviously very
not stop.
popular. It's
It's a
definitely.
really good story, and I just
I'll be honest.
got
I wouldn't have expected that it was a
addicted.
really good story because it is. It seems like if you don't know anything about it, it just seems so bizarre. But
It's
I'm.
is so yeah, so like weird and silly, just like this is just. But I just feel like the way it's written,
Hmm.
there's a lot of foreshadowing things, which is like, oh my goodness, there's a lot of that. That's what that meant. There's a
Oh,
lot of like mysterious or curious things that happen, and you really don't know until much later in the season,
right.
and
Okay.
then that totally like, oh my gosh, what is happening? Where did these things come from, or how do they know this and that? And then I think for me is like the character development of the
Uh,
show.
so Nicholas
It's
says he talks about
amazing.
Attack on Titan. He says it's great, but there aren't a lot of tabletop games that feature some of the most interesting aspects, like the politics and the secret hidden traitor aspect.
Yes, there are some games of that I do have the both. There's two games out there that I have both, but there's not like a good miniatures game for it
Sure.
either, which I would
I love
love
having
to
a hidden
see.
traitor. I think it's one of my favorite
Yes,
aspects in a game.
that's definitely the theme of the show.
Oh, okay.
Um, and then yeah, it's insane. But then once you discover things, you're like, oh, okay, that's it. Then no, there's more.
Ah.
Wait a minute, there's more, and then you're like, what? It just blows your mind. It's just it's incredibly
You
well
know,
done.
I
I
feel
love
like from a book series equivalent, the stuff that you've been working on a lot of Brandon Sanderson stuff, and his books kind of do that. And I don't know all of his books, but I did thanks to in no small part to your work on
no
those.
spoilers. I haven't read
I'm
them
not
all
going to
yet.
give any spoilers, don't worry. But yeah, you were working on the Stormlight archive and some of the books from that series.
Yes.
I've just started the fourth book in the series, and I gotta say I really
Oh
enjoy
wow.
it. And I usually listen to that on Audible while I am reading.
Yes, while you're painting or
Or
you're
did I say while I'm reading? I just said I listen to
yes.
that while I'm reading. No, I listen to that while I'm
You follow
painting.
along everything every
Yeah,
single thing.
yeah. But yeah, that's normally I normally read while I read, and then sometimes I paint when I'm painting. You know, but yeah,
Gotcha.
but
I
most
would never.
importantly, I sleep when I'm sleeping, and yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
stop.
All right.
We get it.
Oh my goodness, yeah. But no, that is one of my favorite book series in a long time, and so I'm
Yeah,
excited to see where it
I'm
goes.
I'm actually since just talking about that,
Hmm.
I got oh where are they? Oh here. Let me get I haven't shown it anywhere yet. So well I did show the one, but
Hmm.
I just got
Oh,
these
okay.
miniatures from Brother West Games. There are miniatures from Stormlight Archive
Oh
that I need to
yes,
paint and make some guides for. So that's coming out next month.
very cool.
Oh yeah, I have this guy, a sharp blade.
Now, is
Uh,
that before or after Dalinar turns into a mutant? No, I'm
who
kidding.
turns
You
into
said no spoilers, and I just made something up
what? What's
randomly.
happening?
I'm just teasing. Okay, I'm so terrible. Um, all right.
This is
But
the
yes.
jewel that I showed the other
Oh,
day.
also Nick as I says he's trying to figure out
Uh,
how the physics of lightsaber nunchucks work. Like, would you catch the other end without slicing your hand off? Yeah, I think you'd be
yeah,
think
good
of
question. Good question.
think like so. I've seen people work on this before, and they say like do like a little video of it. the handles themselves wouldn't be the lightsaber part. So think of just two normal lightsabers and they're turned off, right? And then you just connect them both with a chain. Let's say you never turn them on; they're still lightsabers, but they're off, right? So they're still like nunchucks. They're about the same length as a nunchuck handle would be normally, and so you could use them like normal nunchucks. Well, in most depictions, the blades are actually much shorter, only maybe half or a third as long as a normal lightsaber blade would be. And so like you're swinging them around, not trying to actually hit the person, but just trying to get it close to the person, because then the blade, would then slice through them, and you'd grab it by the handle, not by the blade. Obviously, as you're spinning it around, there's risk of you cutting yourself, so that's why it would take a Jedi to do it. But my thought is, you keep the blades off, and then you would use the Force to just turn it on for like a millisecond as it's about to make contact with somebody, and then turn it back off before it comes back to you to keep it safe that way. But that would take an extreme discipline. That's my thought. That's my little my headcanon for the whole thing.
Right. It's not for any Jedi to wield this weapon. You have to be.
You definitely wouldn't let your Padawan mess with it.
Jedi. Yeah, it's not for kids.
Except for the kiddos, yeah. Unless they're like unless you're like one of these Jedi Knights that like really didn't want to have a Padawan, then you can be like, hey, do you want to play with the lightsaber nunchucks? And and then all of a sudden it's like, well, I don't have a Padawan anymore. They're a Force ghost now. You could like to get out of it. That's kind of dark, right? Though. That's kind of dark. You don't want to kill your Padawan with lightsaber nunchucks. Although maybe if Obi-Wan had done that, we'd have had a very different series of movies.
Yeah. Nicola says this stream makes me want to pay my Shatterpoint stuff.
Oh gosh, good. Yes,
good,
yes.
Nick. Good.
Definitely have fun with them. They're honestly like that's one thing I've noticed with the Shatterpoint minis is they are, they're pretty good. They have these raised sections for like where, like Ahsoka's tattoos and stuff are like raised, so you don't have to freehand them. Darth Maul's tattoos are raised, so you don't have to freehand them. Rex's, like the lines he has on his helmet.
There's like some little.
They're like sunken in.
Texture, yeah, so you can follow, which is really nice. I agree.
It's so cool. I think honestly, a lot of people don't even have to like paint. You know what I should do, and I won't do it for any of these games because I've already started, but it'd be good for like a whole nother game. Is if you're starting a new game, consider like just doing like a chromatic painting where you just like, I'm going to prime everything and I'm just going to make it like everything like black and white. Like I put black paint on everything and I dry brush white over the top. And now you can see all the detail. It brings out all of that detail. But you don't have to do all the crazy extra stuff, and then you can have your whole, like I did that for Zombicide one time for Simon's games. They have a thousand. Yep. 1,000 little zombies, and it's too much. Yeah, it's too much to paint.
It's great practice if you're new. That's
excellent practice. Excellent practice. That's a good point. But I decided I was just going to do them all monochromatic. I just primed them all and then based them all in one color, put a wash on, and then just dry brushed like a little bit of light, white or slightly light green or whatever the base color was.
Did you add some red somewhere just to make it pop somewhere?
Sometimes I do that on the zombies.
Yeah,
the very first Zombicide I painted, I tried to do everything 100% accurate. And it took me like years to get the core set done. But what I would do is anytime I was trying to paint like a pupil or an eyeball and I screwed up, I would just fill it in with like blood over the top. I'm like, I screwed that up.
Oh yeah,
you know what? Yeah, it's easy for zombies.
Some of them are all red.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, some of them are just like they just like found a puddle of guts and just went for it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All over, because it's just like they're all red. It's the same reason. Like I didn't like something, I will just add just blood, cover with blood.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way to do it.
I really enjoyed doing that. That was my first time painting miniatures. Was Zombicide by Simon, and although it used to be Cool Mini or Not, and then I guess it was Simon.
It's not anymore.
No,
I still call it Cool Mini or Not sometimes.
I still do. I mean, that's still what it is, right? But it was, and then I guess it was changed to Come On at one point, and I'm like, I can't say that. That sounds like I'm saying, come on, man.
Yeah,
it's
I
weird.
call it Simon.
Yeah, I usually say Simon now. But I wish they would do a Thundercats game, like you said before.
Because they did a didn't they do like a, Ninja Turtle game recently or something?
IDW did a Ninja Turtle game,
Oh, okay.
and I'm not sure if I mean I think somebody else did one also, and
Uh-huh.
I played it. It wasn't that good, and so like my hope is that it would be like a really good game.
Right.
And Simon does some like they're to me they're very I mean really well known for the miniatures, and I think they
Yeah.
sometimes I think they expect people are going to buy the games for the miniatures
Oh yeah,
first and
they expect
foremost.
people. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Who will do that? Just
But
for the miniatures.
not all of the games are of the same. Well, they're because they're made by a lot of different
Yeah.
designers. Like I really like the
Yeah.
Eric Lang games the most. You know,
Yes.
w-
I
I think we were talking about Blood Rage the other day,
yes.
but like those like so I wish like all of the games were kind of by the same designer in a way because I think of a Simon game and I'm like, oh, this is going to be I don't know if it's going to be a game that I'm going to love or not until I play it. And but the minis are always like very consistent between games that you're always going to get really nice
Yeah.
minis. I
I
backed their
do.
Cyberpunk game for Cyberpunk
Yeah.
2077. I'm looking
Did you
forward to
see
that
the
game.
minis, Gen Con or Adepticon?
I saw the ones at Gen Con and they were painted really well. I don't know
No,
who they had do these. It might have been like
not
I
me.
I think it was Angel Heraldez did these. I think.
Oh, Angel did it? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I think
Yeah, I think so. That makes sense. Yeah,
he
because he will do.
I mean, well, it looked like it was in his style. You
Yeah,
know, but I mean,
he's really good.
he makes me cry.
I know. I had to unfollow. No, just kidding.
Yeah, no, yeah, no, it's really good. He's got a
There's so
great
many.
technique
And
and
many of them Spanish just have a really good community there for miniature painting. Sergio,
oh my
uh,
gosh, I
Sergio
forget his last name.
Calvo,
Mm-hmm.
Ángel Giraldez,
Yes,
or what's this guy? Jose da Vinci.
I
Have you seen him?
I don't think so. I don't think
He's,
so.
oh man, oof,
Mhm.
they
But,
do amazing stuff. And they do like really good tutorials too. I
Marwan.
mean, Turista, if you heard of them.
Oh,
Really.
I like the tutorials. I some I'm still kind of growing like my Instagram follows and stuff because I'll
Mhm.
be honest, I don't use Instagram that much. I'll get on there like if I have something to upload, but I usually don't like stay
What do
online
you
very
use?
often.
What do you use the most? What's your social
Oh,
media go to?
it's typically just YouTube. I don't really
YouTube.
like social media, and I feel like I kind of have to use it to promote like the brand, if that makes sense.
Right.
I'm being
Yeah.
like super honest right now, right? But yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like if I didn't have the channel, I probably wouldn't be on Facebook, Twitter. Well, I'd probably be on
Yeah, that's fair.
Facebook, but I'd be on Facebook like just to share pictures of the kids with the
Oh,
grandparents.
family and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
family stuff.
Yeah.
Marwan says, just wanted to hop in for a minute to thank you all for the great content, and I love that Ahsoka mini. Oh, so little little praise for
Thank
Ahsoka for
you. Who
Fulcrum
was that?
Ahsoka. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Mm,
she's gonna be really fun.
Oh, Marwan. Thank you,
Mm-hmm.
Marwan Sami. I like that.
Nick says the Thundercats zombie size minis are pretty awesome though. They are. I haven't painted mine yet, and I'm just saving them for a special occasion. Because I hardly play Zombicide anymore. I'd love to play that game.
I wish I had the time.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's what I run into a
And you know
lot.
what? I wish I had friends
You
to
have
play.
friends. I
That's
see you on your social
that's
media. You have
another
game
one.
night. Not as often as you'd like probably, but you have game
No,
night from time to
no,
time.
and a lot of things, some of them moved, and
Oh no,
um,
yeah, that's
it's
rough.
just like, I do have friends. It's just, sorry, I just
You
do
have to
that
come
off
down to
camera.
Orlando and we got a great gaming community down here. I don't get to see
Yeah,
everybody as much as I'd like to anymore, but
it's too hot down there for me.
it
I don't
is
know. I
very
can come
hot.
in the winter sometime to visit, but I will not be able to go now. I'm a polar bear. I
Oh,
can't.
are you? I used to live up north. I used to live in New York, and I miss the snow. I really do.
Sorry.
I
That
really
sounds
miss the snow. I want to see the snow. I don't want to have to shovel
good.
it.
Yeah, you probably. We had a lot. I had a lot of shoveling to do this last winter. Holy crap! it was a really long winter. I'm in Minnesota for those of you who don't know.
Mm.
Midwest. Woo-woo. I'm
Mm.
not from Minnesota, but
Are you close
I
to
live in
where
Minnesota.
Fantasy Flight Games was, like the
Yes,
game
I'm in
center?
Roseville. Yes, I'm 2 hours away from Roseville. Actually, I will be there. The
Really?
Asmodee Center, it's there, and they will. I think that's where Simon is gonna have like their. Pardon me. They're having like an expo, Simon Expo or
Oh,
something.
okay. I thought they used to
I
do that
can't,
in Dallas. Maybe they changed up where they do it from time to
yeah,
time.
but I think they do it in different places. I
Very
don't know.
cool.
So they're gonna do it on in here in Roseville in the cities. Well, we call Minneapolis and Paul area the cities here.
Okay, yeah.
So when you hear me say the cities, that's what it means. But I realize that make, must not make much sense for many of you. But
I could see that being a
yeah, so
little weird.
they're gonna be they're gonna be having an expo there, so I will be there, and
Very
probably the
cool.
Galactus I painted is gonna be there too. So that'll be
Very
fun.
fun. Yes. Very cool.
So if you wanna come,
I would love
just
to. I can't do any conventions this year though. I was definitely gonna do Gen Con. I was gonna try and do Adepticon, and this has just been a tough year for conventions for me.
what's up for because of work and stuff.
It's the yeah. Was starting a new job. I didn't have the vacation time, and it's hard to take like a week off of work when you just started at a new position. So I had to say, you know what? I'll
No,
take this year off, and I'll just try again next year. Because
that makes sense.
I would love to do Gen Con again. But I really love to do Adepticon. Adept.
Yeah, Adepticon is definitely. I think it's definitely more our alley.
Yeah.
Our style convention than more than Gen Con at this point. Not that Gen Con is not fun. It's just more concentrated on games that we play or that we're familiar with, and miniatures in general. It's just like a very more
Right.
miniature based um, convention rather than board games. I mean, there are board games and stuff, but it's just more centered on the games. Plus, they're doing. I think that's a place where they're gonna be doing like all of their Shatterpoint, like tournaments and Legion tournaments and like
Oh
worlds
yeah.
and stuff. I think that's just gonna be the place where they're just gonna just do it from now on. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure, but
Well, it's the place that's
just
probably
the
more
impression I
likely
got.
to be. It's probably more likely to be because Adepticon is the minis convention, right? Like that's
Yes, it's
you
a
know
wargaming convention. Yes.
yeah, and there's plenty of minis at Gen Con also, but Gen Con is more the board game convention or the D&D kind of the D&D slash board game convention.
The board game. Yeah, it is the board game convention. Yeah.
It is definitely.
Have
It's
you ever been to a convention like out of the country, like SN or
no, I would love to do SN or
Poland
the
or
UK Games Expo or
UK? Yeah, UK Asmodee UK Expo or something.
that would be really cool. I'd love to do that. That would be super fun. But
Um,
I don't. Gosh, I haven't traveled internationally in a long time. I used to go for work a lot, but no, not. It's been like 10 years for me.
How many countries have you visited?
Let's see. I've spent a little time in Germany. I spent some time in Italy. I went. My wife and I went to Rome for our first anniversary, and
Wow.
that scared me. That was the last time I traveled outside of the country because I got
What were you
pickpocketed.
yeah.
I got pickpocketed on the subway, and and
In
it,
Italy?
in Rome, yes.
Oh my
And
goodness.
I was we had a memory from it, so we ended up.
No, that sucks.
I kind of work for I work for the Department of Defense, and so I was dumb and I had my military ID on me at the time.
Oh my
And they
goodness.
got that, and I was like, oh no, they stole a military ID, and
Mm.
this wasn't that long after 9/11, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I might be in real serious trouble. I had better get a police report done. And so I went down to the police station. Nobody spoke English.
Oh,
Nobody
great.
spoke any
That's so
English.
odd.
And so I'm
Yeah.
sitting there. My wife and I are sitting there in this room with this. It was like something out of a movie, like the very dim shades. So here's this inspector there who's like smoking a cigar, and 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 he's trying to type up a police report, and like there happened
This
to be
really happened.
there was a lady in the police office who was like
Uh,
also sitting on a bench. She didn't work there. She was like under arrest for something else.
okay.
But she offered to come in and translate, but she spoke very bad English. And so it was this whole like, like he was like, he says something to us in Italian, we don't know what he's saying, and then she kind of looks to us, she goes, he wants to know what was taken, and so like, and so it was just, it was like something out of a movie. It was so
You're
crazy.
gonna get canceled for that, Crabbok. Just telling you that.
It was, I don't know.
Personating an Italian person.
I know I'm probably going to.
And with the hands.
Yeah, well, it was literally, but that was literally exactly
I
what
know
happened, and yeah,
we do use our hands a lot. I'm part
you're
Italian,
part
and
Italian. Oh,
yes,
you got it.
and
You.
then
Hmm.
I'm from Argentina, which is, I will say, 60% of the population is, comes from Italians. There was a huge, massive
Oh,
immigration in the
nice.
30s and 40s, so they have influenced so much our culture, like our food, even our accent is in Spanish. They call us like the Spanish speaking Italians just because it just
Oh
is
gosh,
so similar
you
to
must
the
have the
Italian
best.
sound.
You must have the best food.
We have great food.
Yeah,
OMG. We have
Com-
great food.
you're combining like
And
two of the greatest food like cultures,
mhm.
into one. That's incredible.
So yeah, yeah. I mean, my nonna, my grandma, she,
Hmm.
uh, came with her family in the boat.
Hmm.
The
Oh, very
whole.
cool.
There's like many other people there. But yeah, Italians are. Never been to Italy, but I would love to someday.
Oh,
I just don't want to get pickpocketed though.
it was a
That would
wonderful
not
experience.
be
Well,
good.
I look like a tourist. I've been pickpocketed so many times. I've been pickpocketed in Vegas. I've been pickpocketed
Oh, man.
in Rome, and
Oh, it's the face, the problem then.
it's well,
Mhm.
it's the whole persona. I'm very white and nerdy, and I just look like a tourist. Like, oh, look at this guy. Hello
Oh,
there. I'm here on tour.
totally.
You know, yeah.
Mm.
It was ridiculous. So yeah, I'm not as crazy about traveling internationally anymore. I'm like, well, this is why we always leave stuff back in the room. Always like leave like a spare credit card somewhere or whatever.
Right. Yeah. No, I get it. That stings.
What's up? Oh yeah, we just went to Canada last year. I didn't get pickpocketed in Canada. Yeah. Oh, so all right. So I guess I'm all right. Canada. I like Canada now. They didn't steal all my. They didn't try to steal my identity.
Where
So
in Canada did you go?
just north of Toronto, a place
Oh,
called
nice.
London. Although it wasn't the London that people think about, so I didn't want to just say I went to London, because then you'd be like, wait a second, that's cool. I would love to go to London, like London, London. But
Yeah. I would love to go to the French part of Canada, practice my French there.
oh, do you speak French?
Awesome. But
Oh,
I feel like if I just have a trip like that will really,
ah, I remember I took French in high school, and I speak very little. But I always remember there was this poem about a fox and a crow, and
Mhm.
I can just rattle it off like, you know, like, well, for a while I could rattle it off like as if I were fluent in French, but then people would then start speaking French to me, and I'm like, oh no, I have no idea what you just said. Like,
That's
you
all
just
I
spoke
know.
fluent French. I'm like, I memorized one poem, and that was it. But I don't actually know what I just said. Something
That's
about the
it.
cheese, and
So please stop.
yeah. Or
That's so
you led
funny.
me on because I thought I was gonna get to have a French conversation with you. uh,
How dare you? Oh wait. Alrighty.
hmm.
Uh, easy mark face. Yeah. Need some facial tattoos and more chains so you look more intimidated.
Clyde says you need to go to Old Quebec City. It's a great
Oh,
spot to visit.
do they say it? Come on, how do you say it?
Well, I say Quebec. What I've been taught was
Yeah.
that it's supposed to, well, when I was in the army, I was told we were supposed to say it Quebec, but that was because we used that as a word for the phonetic alphabet. If you talk on the radio and you had to spell
Okay,
something out,
gotcha.
that's your phonetic word for Q. And they said say it Quebec, but I don't know how people who live there
Uh-huh.
say it.
How you pronounce it? Yeah, because for me in Spanish that sounds like Quebec,
Hmm.
and I know that I said that before, and then people correct me here, and it's Quebec, and I was like, well, but that's how they really say it there,
I've
or
heard it
it's
with the
just how you
Q,
say
like
it?
yeah, just like a quack, like if a duck was
Yeah.
quacking and he would say quack back. No, that's terrible. That's not exactly how it would work. Um, yeah, but with the more of the soft Q as opposed to the K sound, right? Um,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, I would love
What
to
do you
hear
think, Clyde? French is Quebec. Anglo's is Quebec. Oh, he spelled it out so nicely there too. Very nice. So the
that.
French would actually say
Oh, it's
Quebec.
like Quebec. Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Okay.
Cool. We learned something new today.
Very much.
Yeah.
We learned.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Um, oh, all right. I've got a question. It's a music question. This goes out to the audience as well.
Oh boy.
Um,
We should have talked about these questions beforehand.
no,
This gives
they're
me
so much better
major
if they're random.
anxiety.
So I've been discovering
What
some
is it
new
now?
music lately, and I want to ask, what is maybe your favorite or the best, if you dare to make the assertion, cover song that is even better than the original? Like when somebody wants to get together and like, re-record something that's already been a song that's already been done, and somebody else covers it. Like, has anybody been able to do better than the original? What do you guys watching at home think? Do you have any good options? I have, by the way, murdered this poor clone trooper. You see, I don't know if you guys can see there. Like, I was trying to do stripes on his chest, and the stripe went all the way up onto his shoulder pad there. And so, like, that's not how it's supposed to work. It's not supposed to go all the way up onto his shoulder pad. But I'm going to use some ivory to try to clean some of these bits up because
Okay, I'm thinking about that.
because we're running low on time. I think I don't remember what time we started.
We started at 10. So it's just been an hour.
Oh,
Calm
okay.
down, calm down. It's just been an hour. You want to
Okay.
get rid of me so easily?
No, I saw my thing and it said it's after 12, and I'm like, has it been 2 hours? But you are Central and I am Eastern.
Yes.
There we go. All right, so I have time to finish this guy up, or at
So,
least partially finish. I don't think he'll be finished. I got to take my glasses off though. That's so much better. So I shouldn't wear glasses when I paint. See, I don't normally wear glasses when I paint, but I'm trying to read chat, and so I have to choose
oh
between
yeah,
one or the other. Yeah, this is
it's a new experience. Okay, so songs.
yeah.
I'm I'm not sure.
All right,
I can't
I'll give you
really
guys
what.
one. How
Let's see.
about this one was on the radio recently. It's a little bit
Oh,
rock oriented. Zombie
okay.
by Bad Wolf. So it was originally recorded by the Cranberries.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and
Why? Okay.
but see, a lot of people don't like to say that like a cover is better than the original because some people think that's not fair or whatever. But it can be. It doesn't have
Yeah.
to be better. Right? Maybe they just did it a good job of it, like they did justice. Or like or Disturbed. They did The Sound of Silence. I think a lot of people really. Hmm. Did you say The Sound of Silence? Yeah. So I really liked the.
There is a song. This is try, it's not working. There is a song that from the Lalas, I think it's
Mhm.
called. There She Goes
Oh yeah, that's okay.
by
That was
Sixpence None the Richer. That I like Sixpence's version better.
okay. I think do you know who did it first?
The Lalas, I think it's called. Or
Oh, okay.
LA,
So yeah, I've
I don't
heard that song. That was
know. There
that started
she
showing up
goes.
in like movies in the late '90s or the early 2000s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Sixpence version, but
Right.
Sixpence version is a cover from,
I
and
didn't.
then Sixpence they did a cover for "Don't Dream It's Over." There's
Oh,
"Don't
really?
Dream It's Over." That's
Hey now,
that one.
don't dream it's over. See, nobody thought they were gonna get singing here, but we're doing karaoke. It's karaoke
Yeah.
and paint stream. Oh
Oh
my
yeah,
god,
this is the place to go.
this
Yeah,
is
I
it.
I put in terrain and mud on my stuff and singing. You never know what can happen.
Yeah,
If
you want
you're
to
a
know something?
parent, this Vallejo stuff just will give you quite a bit of
I use that same thing. That's what
quite
I
a
do
bit
for
of
my
a
bases. I use that. I love that stuff. It's so good
I love it too. It just gives you a little bit of PTSD, just like remembering
because you can accidentally
the
get it all over
music.
your miniature if you're not careful.
Well, no, but it's just when you have kids, it just looks very similar to stuff they used to do when they
Oh
were
my
little.
goodness, I had not done that, and now I'm not going to be able to see it any
It's
other
just
way.
like it's like the first thing that I was like, oh,
It looks like poop.
that looks just like,
Yeah,
yeah,
you can
I
say poop
remember
on the
that.
channel.
Why am I thinking of that?
While we are family friendly over here, I have you have free reign to say poop as much as you want because it's such a funny word. It's it's
Well, sorry I ruined it for you. Sorry, not sorry. Now you
no
know.
no. What so one of the things
Oh
I'll
well.
do with that Vallejo texture is like I'm always afraid I'm gonna get it like up on the leg of the character that I'm putting it on.
Yeah.
Is
Well,
I'll
it's a face. You can just use water to take it off
Well, so
if
I
you
yeah
spray.
I use water first, and I try to get like the whole base done with like a really thinned out version of it first, and this way then I
Uh-huh.
can clump it up in the safe spots that are kind of farther away from the feet if I want to.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I love that stuff. Sometimes I'll mix. I have another version that's more like gray, and so I can mix colors if I want to make like blue dirt or
Oh yeah,
or
that's
stuff like that.
cool.
Yeah, it's although I don't do that enough because I usually like my characters kind of based all the same, so this way they look like a complete army. And
Yeah, cohesive.
yeah, but at the same time, it'd be really cool to just like I'm gonna make this one on blue dirt today because that'd be so much fun. But then I'll regret it later when they don't look correctly when I'm trying to
The
play the
same, yeah.
game. Yeah,
The most fun bases that I've ever worked on were when I tried to do those Umbara bases
I
for my
remember that.
university trip. I actually
Those
have
were
one here because
those
one
were
of them came
beautiful.
off.
Yeah, can you show everybody because I don't know if
I
everybody
just
watching has seen. Oh yeah, that is incredible.
But I used like okay, what I did was I used
Hmm.
some neon colors on the bottom first,
Uh
and
huh.
then well, first white, then the neon color so they can pop. Then I used black crackle paint on top, and then it cracked, and you can see the colors underneath. And then these are like Martian Tufts by Green Stuff World, and these are
Right.
like fish tank plants that you get at Walmart.
Oh, so you just
You get like a whole
you combine them all together to make it really like turn it into
yes,
something new.
and there was like a bunch of them for like $3 or $4. So they just give you like all these different cool, neon looking things. I don't know. I really like that. Well, the Umbara arc
Hmm.
or arch, I don't know how to say. It's not my favorite because I love. Okay, I have a thing with clones. I
Okay.
love them. Okay, I love them, and if you hurt them, we cannot be friends.
Okay.
So that whole arc with Inumbara with
Oh, that was with
I can't
Krell,
even say
right?
the name because yes,
All right.
that
Basically the guy with four arms and yeah,
yes.
General Pong Krell. Yeah, I
He
liked that.
on Trail.
Although it was hard to watch because you're like he's such a jerk. You know.
He it was hard, and all the my beautiful clones getting killed because he's just
Yeah.
being an idiot, and all the clones, they're so loyal and trying to do the right thing, and this idiot just I
Hmm.
don't know. And then at the end, and I'm not gonna say spoilers, but you know how it
Well, it's been
ends.
out
I
for
was
like
just
20
so
years, so you
happy.
can. I think it's okay to talk about spoilers.
It's okay, okay.
By the way,
And
guys,
then
Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader, they're more related than you might think at first glance.
just so you know.
Yeah.
So anyway, when then at the end, he's just he just like made my blood boil. I
Oh
was just
yeah.
like, what is this guy doing? And then yeah,
I really
that
want them to
happened in
do
that
him.
planet in Obara.
I want
And
them to make him for Legion
no,
because
I will throw him in the garbage. I will buy it. I will just put it
you
together
could do
just
a
so I
live
can
stream
melt
of you
it on
like
the
melting
stove
the
and then
miniature
throw it in
him.
the garbage. I
Hmm.
hate that
That's so
guy.
funny. Um,
Yeah.
that is
Yeah, so
that's
I
awesome.
really like and the planet is like covered, it doesn't get any sunlight, so all the vegetation and everything there is very interesting and unique
Oh yeah.
uh, from that planet because they don't get any sun. The shadow
It was a
planet they
very
call
they really showcased a lot of worlds.
it. I know, I love the Clone Wars.
It was cool
Are
stuff.
you more of a Clone Wars or Rebels kind of?
For me, Rebels. So I'll tell you a story. I watched the Clone Wars. I used to have a job where I was able to like watch TV while I was at work, or watch like
Yeah,
Netflix and stuff like that at work.
nice.
And yeah, it was nice, but like I was still kind of at work, so I was kind of distracted. So when I watched the Clone Wars for the first time, I was partially distracted, but
Yeah.
also I didn't know ahead of time that it was all out of order. So if you watch, you
Oh
know,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
the first two seasons are just a collection of random stories, and there's no rhyme or reason to them. And so I remember getting so frustrated with the Clone Wars because it wasn't until season 3 that it started to kind of catch up, and then they started telling stories, chronologically in order.
There is an actual a website where they have them all in order for you to watch. And that's how the second one the second time I watched it, I started using that just to. And it was amazing because like, oh, okay, I could follow the story so much
Oh
better.
yeah, yeah. Um, I've
I get
seen
it.
like guides that tell you what you should watch first, but then I'm like, but then I have to go, then maybe there's better websites now, but I didn't want to follow a guide because then I had to like skip around in between each episode because like I want to just like hit play and then like let the next episode queue
Oh
up
yeah, yeah, yeah.
automatically, as the streaming services will sometimes do.
So
But
demanding, Crabbok, so
I
demanding.
know I'm very picky, but but also I just fell in love with Rebels. I remember when Rebels started, thinking to myself, I'm
Yeah,
like, oh, this looks like another kid's show. I'm not gonna like it that
it's
much.
amazing. I like Rebels
It,
more
it
than
it grew on me, and it became my
yeah,
favorite. And I think it was
yeah.
like midway through the first season, so it was I had to watch probably 5 or 6 episodes before I started to really like think, wow, they are really doing a good job with this.
Right.
And
I yeah. Okay.
yeah,
I know. I screamed when I watched the Ahsoka trailer.
oh my goodness, yeah, it was.
I actually, I literally, like, my kids were like, "Mom, what's going on?" I was just like, "Oh my god!" I was just like screaming. I was so excited.
It's gonna be
Um,
really good. I'm
it
so
was.
excited for it. Do you have let's see. What has been your favorite of like the Disney Plus things that you've seen so far?
Um,
Is it still like Clone Wars or Rebels or any of the new stuff like, you
and,
know?
oh, the newer stuff.
Yeah, like it
Oh,
could be anything on
I
Disney
would
Plus.
say. I would say like the first and second season of The Mandalorian were really good. I enjoy all of them really. I don't know. They
Mhm.
all have like their own different things.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed Nandor. No,
Andor?
Andor. Andor. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm thinking of Nandor from the
Oh
Welcome
my
to Shadow.
gosh, speaking of Nandor. Oh, okay. Oh,
Nandor. Oh
do
my
we
god.
have? Let me put my glasses back on a little bit. I'm gonna check in with chat because I'm trying to fix up this guy
Andor.
that I murdered, and now
Not
he's
Nandor.
starting to look a little bit better. All right, I missed a couple of chats. Um, all right, thanks Ryan for hanging out. Oh gosh, I missed a couple by Nick. So here we go. He says that he hopes they do a good job with Thrawn. He's one of your favorite Star. Oh gosh, I love Thrawn, and he's my
Yeah, me
favorite.
too.
He's probably one of my favorite Star Wars characters altogether. Um,
He's a great villain.
I
One of the best,
I
if not.
I don't even know
I
if
don't know.
I don't
It's
even know
hard.
if
I don't know if he
I
will be
want to
better than
consider
Darth
him a
Vader, but
villain because he's an adversary, but
well, he is. But he's. I don't know. He's
he's
just
got
not.
good motivations. He's doing things for a good reason, and he sometimes does something bad for a good reason.
He's
But
just so smart. I don't know. There's just
yeah.
something about him that is just.
So
It's amazing to me. It's a great character.
I've read a lot of the books, and I think Timothy Zahn is actually writing Thrawn as a character who is on the autism spectrum. I believe
Oh,
he is. He's on that spectrum, and one of the reasons is. I mean, I love how Star Wars is. Been including a lot more people. Have been a lot more inclusionary than they used to be, and
right.
it's really cool to see a popular character who's because one of my children is on the autism spectrum, and so it's really
Mhm.
cool to see that kind of representation, but
Yes.
also
Sure.
it makes for it's kind of like a superpower, and what I mean by like his ability to laser focus into these detailed strategies, whereas a lot of other people around him aren't able to kind of see what he sees. But at the same time, his, where he's at on the spectrum means he doesn't have social graces and he doesn't understand, he doesn't have people skills. Like
Hmm.
he's a brilliant tactician, but he's also awkward at a party or something like that. And
Hmm.
so that's, and they go into that more in the books than they did in the show for Rebels. But in the recent books, that's kind of how he's written, and so they have other characters to kind of help guide him through, because his weakness has always been politics, and so that's where he gets outmaneuvered. Is he'll be he'll have a political failure even if it's a military victory. You're like, no, you were actually supposed to lose that match. It's like, why would I lose that match? Well, like, well, because it made so and so look bad, and now they're going to be against you, and so on and so forth.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, I read the comics for one of the comics for Thrawn.
Okay.
Uh, it was very interesting. I mean, it sounds very much like the way personality was portrayed there in the comics as well. I did not read any of the books yet.
Oh no, yeah, I really see, since I do them all. I don't actually read. I usually listen to them on Audible. But yeah,
Right.
I love the Thrawn books, and I love when Timothy Zahn writes. Of all the great authors that I've listened to, it's challenging for me because as much as I enjoy Star Wars books, a lot of them just aren't that good for me. Like I guess they kind of feel very average, and I expect more for Star Wars than just kind of average books. But Timothy Zahn's
Right.
books are always rise to that next level, and it's really exciting to me. And
That's really
Nicholas is
cool.
right. Thrawn is very much like lawful evil. In Rebels, in Rebels they made him a little bit more, a little bit more villainous. Like there's a scene where he like basically kills somebody in kind of cold blood because the person made a mistake. And I'm like, oh, that doesn't sound like it's something that Thrawn and from the books would do, But he's not known necessarily for having compassion, but he's
Is that
also
one Thrawn?
he's not trying to be a jerk, you know. So I'm really curious how they're going to do him in the show. If he's going to be more of a villain or more of just an adversary, like somebody
Right.
who's still doing good things for the right reasons. And I kind of hope that while I'm really hoping that he starts out as kind of like the bad guy, but then the heroes realize, oh wait, he's actually doing what he's doing for this really good reason, and now we have to work together. That's what I'm hoping happens. But we'll see. I don't know. It's tough to get your hopes up because you're probably going to be disappointed if you get your hopes up.
Yeah.
That's what always happens.
Don't do it, kids. Don't do it. Well, no, I mean, um, when it comes to Throne, yeah, I'm excited to see how they portray it too. Um, I was gonna say something. Oh, did you watch the Bad Batch?
Oh yeah, the Bad Batch was pretty good. Not my favorite, but it was well done and it did a lot of good things. It was definitely a good show.
I feel like the first episode of that new season, or was it last season, or the 66 episode? Oh man,
Oh
I was
yeah, yeah.
oh, it was amazing. I
There's
was just like, we've never seen what it was like from the clone's perspective.
oh
Just
yeah. Oh, that
you
had the
know what
one
I
that had
mean?
Kanan, right?
The one with Kanan,
Yeah.
little Kanan. Oh my gosh, I was like, oh no, 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 no. I did read Kanan's comics too.
Oh, did you?
Yes, and it was a little different than how everything went down in the books, but still was very
Yeah.
very very well
They'll
done.
sometimes change up stuff. I know, like, I had read the Ahsoka book that came out
Yeah,
years ago, and
yeah.
then they kind of changed it when they did Clone Wars season 7.
Wrong with season 7, yeah.
Yeah, and it's okay. Like the spirit of what is happening is still mostly the same, although it's like, oh well, this happened on a different planet. Basically they still had Ahsoka fight against Maul, but it was in a totally different context.
Did
And
you cry watching those episodes?
no, I I'm trying to think.
Did
It's
you ever
rare.
watch something Star Wars that will make you like kind of tear up a little?
Star Wars
Not
doesn't usually make
sobbing,
me
but
tear up because it's a little more abstract. Um, I'll say this though, like Ted Lasso makes me cry like crazy.
I
it
need to watch that.
it's so
I'm
good.
doing so
I
many things
wanted to
about it.
hate it, but that one may yeah.
Where
Yeah.
do you watch that?
Apple TV. It's
Oh,
on
that's
Apple TV.
why I don't
Yeah.
have that. Can you
Yeah, I didn't know we
you can
had
get it
that
on
either,
Amazon
but
Prime or something?
usually like when you upgrade, like if you're an iPhone user, like whenever you upgrade, they're like, oh, you have like 6 months free of Apple TV. That's I think we got something like that because we have
Yeah,
it
I
for a
don't
while.
have one of
They
that.
have a couple of shows on there that people rave about. So it's I
We
didn't
have
want to get into it when they first launched it because I'm like, I don't want to get a whole new streaming service for just one show.
It's
So
just one show. Yeah.
yeah,
No,
so
I get it.
let me
That's fair.
wait until they have more things that are worth watching. So, and my
Oh
wife
Lord.
and I watch together, so it's a chance for us to like spend time with each other, and we'll kind of cuddle up and watch like an episode or two when we have
Okay,
some time.
TMI. We don't need to know
Yeah.
when you go to.
Oh no, it's yeah, family friendly
Well,
here.
in Argentina, we call that. We say don't count money in front of the poor. Like don't
Oh.
just tell me all your thing when I'm single.
Oh my goodness, I'm so
But that's
sorry.
too funny. No, that's okay.
All
I'm
right, all right,
kidding. I'm really happy for you
all right.
guys.
We need some. You need to get you watching it. It could make you more fortunate. Maybe the stars are going to align, and the universe is going to say this. You know, this is in store. You know, I don't know.
Okay, I'm working on the back of my Leku here. I completely forgot that it needed to be painted. So
I always forget the back of a character
yeah.
so many times, and like I'm doing all these fancy like orange lines on this guy, and then I'll turn around and I'm like, oh what? So
Oh wait,
I
you
like
have a
I
back.
hate the way the back looks. Let me put a cloak on
Oh,
this
so
guy so
funny.
it covers up the back. You know, I really like doing the cloaks on characters because I don't have to paint the back of the miniature. Um,
Oh, I hate painting
hmm
capes or cloaks. I just like
Oh
my
yeah,
kryptonite.
yeah. It's I don't necessarily I don't know. I have a pretty good time trying to get like the rises and flows of the cloth. I don't always do them that well, but I feel like I can usually get them at least mid quality. I'll try to do like a little edge highlighting on the raised parts, but like I'll do like maybe 2 layers. It's
Uh-huh.
tough because like I'll watch some streams where like I remember seeing like a Sarastro video one time, and he has so
Let's
much.
not bring Zoroaster in the mixture, please. Just kidding.
He's so
Sorry, Mark, if you're
he's
watching, we
crazy.
love you.
He was doing so many things. Like he did like 18 layers of like one color. I'm like, oh
I
gosh,
know.
you don't have to do that
It's
much, buddy.
like
It's like
he
he's
makes
I
he
don't know.
makes it look so easy, and then you're
He
trying to do
makes
it
it
like,
look
what the
very
heck is
easy.
not happening for me?
One of the nicest people I've ever met, by the way. He's so
He's super
incredibly
nice.
nice. Yeah.
I'll meet him this year actually at Adepticon. I
Oh,
mean at Gen Con. So that's I'm excited to meet the master.
he's quite skilled, very very friendly, and just a overall great human being. I love
He's
him.
pretty tall from what I've heard, huh?
Yeah, he's pretty tall. I don't know. I'm kind of tall too, so I don't know. Maybe
Oh, you are?
I'm a little bit tall.
We met in
A
person.
little bit tall, yeah.
You're taller than me for sure.
I was crouching at Gen Con. That's what it was.
Oh, you are. Oh, I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah. I'm actually like 3 Jawas standing on each other's shoulders in a trench coat.
See what people are saying.
Oh gosh, you'll see.
Whitney Houston doing the Bodyguard song "I Will Always Love You" is also a Dolly Parton song
That
originally. No way! I did not
yes,
know that.
that is she. That's one of the times where
That's
um,
insane.
I love Dolly. I love Dolly Parton. But yeah, I think Whitney made that song her own. Yeah.
That song that Nicholas is talking about, the Fuji song "Killing Me Softly," so true. I
Oh yeah.
love that.
That was
Love the
Roberta
song.
Flack, wasn't it?
I
Originally.
don't know who it was,
Yeah.
but
That was another.
yeah,
That was a cover that went above and beyond.
yeah.
I've been listening to a band, a rock band, called Eva on Fire, and they have a cover of a Journey song called "Separate Ways," that I think is probably better. And it's tough to beat Journey because Journey is one of the greatest bands of all times.
Right.
But these guys they give them a run for their money. I'll say that.
Mm.
And it's a different style. I like it when a cover is in a different genre. So like if you cover like a pop song as it's now a rock song, this way you can change it so you see it doesn't have to be a direct comparison. You're bringing something new to the song.
Right.
I like that. So those always can be fun.
Sarah says Severance is wild. What's
Oh,
Severance?
that's a
It's a
show.
Oh,
It's a show she's watching where they wipe people's like you imagine you went to work and you worked on
yeah,
something that was so classified that they couldn't even
yeah.
trust you not to reveal what you were working on. So when you leave work,
Oh,
they erase
oh.
your memory.
What?
They erase your memory, Elle.
What the heck?
Your memory is gone. You don't even know what you did today. But then when you go back to work, they erase your memory again when you walk back in. So then you don't even know who you are.
What is wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Is that like a Black Mirror style of?
It's kind of like if Black Mirror, yeah, like, oh, Black Mirror's got a new season coming out.
Yeah,
I
they
I
do.
love Black Mirror.
Oh, some of them are really hard for me to. I just
Oh,
get very stressed.
they're crazy.
Yeah,
Somebody.
some of them are really. I'm like, who thinks these things to put them on a show?
Oh yeah.
There's some stories that were just so disturbing to me that I was just
Well,
like,
because
oh my
they
god.
kind of hit close to home, don't they? Like how much we
I
rely on
know.
technology, and they're like, well, what if
No,
technology
I
could?
think that's what's scary.
Yeah.
Just because yeah, somebody probably had these ideas at some point, or you could go that direction. You
Mm-hmm.
never know. Oh, it's so
I
scary.
I'm currently trying to on this clone here. I'm trying to do edge highlighting on his orange, and I'm trying to do yellow for the edge highlighting. I think it's a little too bright, but so I wet it. I put a little water on it so it might not be quite so bright. But I don't know if it's going to work out or not. But if it doesn't work out, I'll just go over it again and change it. You know.
How's the quality of the? Okay, here we go. Sorry, because I was like on the YouTube and the quality was not very good, but I think it was just my computer.
It could be
I just
me. My
no, it's good because I just
YouTube
refreshed
will look
and
at how good of a person you are, and then it'll change the quality, so it knows that I'm only just okay. So it's just like the best you can do is a good 50% quality for me. So it automatically scales my streams down because it doesn't like me, and so no, but sometimes because we were having storms too, the bandwidth might have been a little low. Oh, that's gonna work out. That's gonna work out. I like this. I
looking
like.
good.
I think
Excited.
so. Yeah, I
That's
think
good.
so.
That's
Oh
good.
wait, I have my glasses on. I gotta take my glasses off and I can see it better. Oh my goodness, that's good. That's better. Yes, it's funny. I actually got bifocals last time I went to the eye doctor, and so my
How
glasses
does that
are
work for you?
they're like the transition lenses that they switch, but I don't like them because they're not good enough. So I'm like, well, I'm not doing that again. I'm just gonna take my glasses off like a normal person.
Like a normal person.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know how normal that is. Not a, does a normal person even wear glasses? I don't know. What's normal?
What's normal anymore?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know
that's
what
that's
normal
deep,
is.
man. That's deep.
That's a
This
tough
is
question, isn't
the
it?
stream where you just talk about deep stuff like what's been on your heart and your mind lately, or
We're not
what are
really
your
talking about we're not talking about painting at all. We're talking about Pop Tarts and you know Pop Tarts and cover songs.
getting deep with Crabbok right now.
Deep thoughts.
Deep thoughts.
If you're watching this at home, I want you to know that you are good enough. You're strong enough,
You are.
and
You are.
doggone
That's
it,
not.
people
You are
like
good
you.
enough. Yes. You're amazing and you smell good. So
Oh.
go for it.
Oh, does it? Yeah. I'll have to adjust. There we go. I'm gonna adjust my mic. My wife's. She was like, "Your stream is. I can't hear you very good," and I'm like, "Oh yeah,
Oh, and you're low? Oh.
yeah,
I'm hearing you from this from
yeah."
just yeah.
She's like my manager. She's like, "You gotta get those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers."
After an hour and a half.
Yeah. Like, well, you could have told me that at the beginning.
Sarah, you have to do one job. Just kidding.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Google says 2/3 of American adults wear glasses or contacts. Well, there you go.
Oh, so that might be kind of.
Heavily weighed by older Americans who all need them eventually. Yeah, it could be. I don't know.
I don't know if that's normal or not normal.
Just trying to figure out what I want to do with this base. I think I'm
Let's see.
pretty much done here with the miniature.
Oh, can you show her closer to the camera? I want to see.
Yes.
I want to see your Ahsoka.
Grab gonna be my judge.
Mm-hmm.
Let's put this on the background. Maybe.
Gosh, she looks good. Like just even from a distance, before you get close, I'm like, you can tell right away that she looks really good. Oh yeah. Oh, I love the Leiku. Oh, and the armor padding too. Yeah, she looks fantastic. Here's my guy. He I think he still needs work. He still needs some work. But I got I put the Nuln Oil wash in there, and some of it spread out too much, so I had to come and fix up some patches. But I think from a distance, his armor colors are going to stand out. So Oh, I didn't do his gun yet. I didn't do it.
Yeah, I'm excited to have this done. If I can get the stuff for the base, because
Mhm.
I'm gonna do like I have like I guess I could leave it like this too. I
Mhm.
mean, I could do like a dry brushing. So I have two different terrains for Legion. I have my forest terrain, and I
Okay.
have my um more like Geonosis terrain.
Okay.
Or desert, desert.
Right.
Um,
I use that Vallejo a lot of times, and I have some like grass kind of flock that when it's still
right.
wet, as soon as I like put it on there, I kind of dip it in the flock and then kind of blow it off, and then it goes everywhere. And I realize that was a dumb idea, and I shouldn't have done that, but I keep doing it.
Well,
But
I
that
think
lets
I
a
just
lot of the grass
I
kind
haven't.
of look good on it, but it still looks kind of like muddy, but with some.
Yeah, I haven't done my forest one in a long time, so I'm just gonna do that.
Oh, that's a good
Later,
idea.
have a little time.
I'm gonna finish up this guy with some. I'm using Contrast Black Templar, which is a black contrast paint by Citadel. And what I love about this one is it's good for weapons or good for black cloth because it gets the you can still see some of the detail in there. It's not like you're just painting the gun totally black, you know.
With which one? The Black Templar?
Black Templar, yeah.
Don't you dilute it a bit, or no? Just use it
I
to me.
did a little bit of water in it, but
Oh, okay.
since I'm going for a gun, I want it to be a little bit more on the
Yeah,
dark side.
yeah,
And it's just
yeah.
it's really
It's very. I don't know. One of the most opaque ones to me. If you don't dilute it a bit, add some water, just all
yeah.
black. It's
Oh
really
yeah,
good. I mean, for things, but
I did only a little bit, like a drop
yeah,
of water
yeah.
in what I'm doing here. Yeah, but yeah, even contrast paints, I always think too that because I'll keep my paints for a long time, like I gotta imagine that they get thicker over time because some of the water might evaporate, especially in the Florida heat where I keep all my stuff in the garage. So I'm like I
Mm,
gotta dilute them just to get them back to normal. You know.
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
here up here it's pretty dry too, so I gotta be.
Mm-hmm. And there's like I took the advice of some of the like Will Schick and those guys in the AMG streams where
Uh huh.
they were using maybe it was Dallas Kemp was doing it too where they were using some airbrush paints when they wanted
Airbrush
just
what?
when they wanted a thin paint they were using airbrush paints on their palette and I was like, oh, that's a good idea. And so I
Oh
used
yes,
using
yes.
airbrush paints with a brush I'm like that's I'm
Yeah.
done. And oh, there you go. He like his
Oh
gun's
yeah.
now good, and that'll eventually dry, and I'll see a little bit of the raised area, and I can even dry brush some of that if I want to do that.
No,
Hmm.
for sure. Whatever gets the job done, whatever is easier.
There's lots of different ways.
Yeah,
It's fun, man. It's just fun playing around with it.
for sure. I think that's one of the most fun things about the hobby. It's just you get to try things. I don't know. I
Hmm.
got the where is it? Oh, it's way over there. But something new that I tried because I used to use like these. I'm just waiting for this to dry.
Hmm.
It's just a sec. I used to use like these pigments for gold. I'm always picky about my golds and my reds,
Okay.
and I use like these pigments. They just come like in powder form.
It's powder. How does that
Yeah,
work? Do you just have to mix water
and
into it, or do you put that into a different paint?
you put it. Okay, so the way it works, like you use like either like a master medium or a medium of some kind.
Okay.
Put it in your palette, and then you dip your brush in this and just add it to the mix, and it creates the gold. It's a really rich, amazing gold. It's really cool.
Very
The
cool.
thing is, it's me, and this is powder, and I'm so clumsy. It just ends up everywhere.
It
So
ends
I'm
up.
like,
Oh.
I wish I could have like a paint that could do this, but
Yeah.
I won't have to mix it. And
Oh.
they did come out with a new paint, and dude, oh, I have like it's this one.
Oh,
Um,
look at that. Chrome
this,
metal.
yeah, no, I just cannot even begin to tell you how much
Okay.
this changed my life, because it's just like the goal that you get is, first of all, it's not a water-based paint.
It's
It's
not.
alcohol-based, so you need to use alcohol to use it.
So,
But
I need to I need to pour some scotch or have some whiskey like when I'm.
preferably whiskey if
Okay.
you
Yeah.
have it on
Yeah.
hand. Yes.
Okay.
And then you paint and you drink at the same time.
Okay.
You get it.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I like it.
if you want to drink from your palette, in the end, you can.
Don't yeah. Oh
Whatever.
my gosh, have you ever like picked like had a drink? Like I've got a coffee cup right next to my water cup, and I
Yes.
almost grabbed the wrong one. Fortunately, one has a handle and the other one doesn't. But like, have you ever drank from the wrong cup before, or dipped
Yes.
your brush into your drink?
In my coffee, yes. I've
Oh.
done that too.
Oh
Not
my
very
God.
smart. But then I got a little like a paint toilet now, like a
Oh
flushing
yeah,
toilet.
where it pulls out the water and then and it
Yeah,
replaces it with fresh water.
you clean
Do
the
they call it a
brush
paint
and then
toilet?
no, I call it a paint
I
toilet,
love
but
that. I want a paint toilet.
it's really cool. So yeah, I don't have that problem anymore.
That's so funny.
But I don't know if everyone in chat knows what I'm talking about. I can show it to you.
Yeah,
if you
show
want.
it. Show. I want to see it.
Give me a second because I need to go get my glue. BRB.
Viewer discretion is
Crabbok,
advised.
entertain them while I'm gone.
All right. So I'm gonna sing for you guys, and here's we're gonna take requests from the audience. So if anything you guys want, anything you guys want to hear, we'll see if I can manage not to get a copyright strike for singing. But yes, so we're doing some painting. I am actually working on my little convor. This is one of the terrain pieces that came with Star Wars Shatterpoint's High Ground pack. By the way, very good pack. Out of the 2 terrain kits that they have available for Shatterpoint, the High Ground is, I think, the one I'd recommend. The other one, like Shatterpoint, you need bridges for. You need the gantries to kind of make Shatterpoint's gameplay matter, and the High Ground has like 4 extra gantries. And the other pack doesn't have any extra gantries. So I definitely suggest getting the High Ground pack or a second core set because you get a lot of terrain in the core set as well. But yeah, so this is one of the little scatter terrain pieces that comes in there. And I'm painting this little convor, and I'm starting with blue-green, which is one of my favorite colors by Vallejo. It's just Vallejo blue-green. It's just so bright and beautiful. Gives great coverage.
Hey, let me show you here how this works.
Oh, look at this. This is Elle's paint toilet.
My paint toilet.
You weren't expecting to see this today.
Just the kind of content you came here for. I mean, don't
toilet humor.
This is so what we do is like when you have a brush that's dirty, you just clean the water and then you flush it.
Oh my goodness! What sound does it make again? What do you call? All right. Speaking of fish, what do you call a fish with no eyes?
Oh no, this is gonna be bad because I'm gonna start laughing nonstop, and you
know what you call a fish with no eye?
Why? What? Oh my god.
I know somebody.
I'll forgive you because it's Father's Day tomorrow.
Yes, it's time for dad jokes.
Your second language.
It is absolutely time for dad jokes. Gosh, I wish I had some more. I can't think of them right now. I was just reading a book on anti-gravity.
Anti-gravity?
Yeah, I couldn't put it down.
Can you get any more random than that? Reading a book about anti-gravity?
No, I couldn't put it down. Get it?
What was it about? I'm curious.
It was a joke. I wasn't really reading a book about anti-gravity. It's a dad joke saying I was reading a book about anti-gravity and I couldn't put it down because anti-gravity. I couldn't put it down. Yeah, that's all right. No, it's.
That is so bad.
All right, it's
sorry,
terrible.
I was just trying to put my things away. I wasn't paying attention.
It's terrible.
Your joke.
I know. We're trying.
It's a good one.
We're trying. What other color? I didn't bring all of my colors out. I'm gonna try. What'll go good on this guy?
Do you have any more dad jokes?
I probably do, but they're gonna come to me later. They'll come to me later. I'm gonna use some of this orange since I have the 502.
Clyde says chuckles.
Mm-hmm.
I love painting minis, but I never want to paint terrain. So all my minis games always have really boring looking terrain.
Oh. Well, one of the cool things you can do with terrain, if you are inclined to pick up an airbrush, I think terrain is your best excuse to test out the airbrush
Right.
because you get to do
I agree.
so many wide sweeping types of angles and arcs. And if you screw up, it doesn't matter as much because that's not the focus. But if it looks
Mhm.
cool and you like it, then you just learned a new technique and you get to have a lot of fun with that. So I definitely suggest hitting the terrain and just try and, I mean, you can tape off areas and put like lines and you can overlap colors a little bit and do some like some whites, like a couple of lines of like white and then overlap them a little bit. So then you've got a little bit of like light refraction going on. It's so much fun.
Didn't you do a video on that?
I have done a couple
Overlapping
airbrush videos.
terrain, or like I remember like you making like a rainbow thing with tape or something.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Did
Yeah,
you
yeah.
do that? Okay.
That was Archon Studio. I used to do some work with them, and we were doing some of their like D&D kind of or RPG, like rebuildable terrain and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they sent me this sci-fi set, and I did multiple
Yeah.
layers overlapping, and I used tape, and so I sprayed like all the red, then I peeled the tape off, and I put new tape down, and I did like all the different colors, and then when
I
I
can put out your work. I know. I just
oh
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, that's right. I did a line, and then I did the rainbow, and then when I peeled off the tape, you just had this rainbow line, and yeah, like
Mhm.
that was pretty cool. That was fun.
That was pretty fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
It's so satisfying seeing those things.
Oh yeah, and the cool thing is it was low risk because if I screwed it up, it wasn't like the mini, right? It was like this guy, I just put orange over blue, and that turns out that didn't work very well because it looks like almost like like a poopy color, right? But that's okay because it's just terrain. I can do different things over top of that and play around with it all I want.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter if it doesn't.
Happy little accidents. Okay, we don't make mistakes like Bob Ross says.
Oh yeah. Well, I make mistakes sometimes. Sometimes I
I
totally
just
do.
did.
Oh gosh, where is it? I don't have it. So funny thing is, on the back of clones, right here, they have this little butt pack. Right here, it's like a thing that goes like about on their lower back.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
little cylinder, right? So on my
Yeah.
Commander Cody for Star Wars Legion, you ever got like a really small piece and like you drop it and then you look for it and it's disappeared into the oblivion, into
The
the void.
void. Oh,
It is
for
gone.
sure.
So my little
So,
butt pack for Commander Cody has disappeared completely into the void, and
oh, I
I
went to
could
the
not find it.
Twilight Zone.
Could
Get
not find
it?
it at all.
Mhm.
So what I ended up having to do is I started cutting out sprue bits, just extra little pieces of like sprue and extra little pieces of plastic until I found another piece that was close to the same size, and I trimmed it and cut it, and then I just glued that on. So he's just got a random little piece of spare plastic on his back that I
Nice.
don't have him in front of me right now, so I can't show him to you. But yeah, that's gonna be a thing. So if you guys ever see it, if I do a Shatterpoint battle report with Cody, pay close
We'll
attention to his
remember
lower back. Yeah,
that.
there might be a surprise butt pack for you.
Yeah, I had that thing happening with I was recently involved in a Nova charity project, and yeah, that was with you. I'm not with you, but you. I was asking
The
you.
Hoth the Blizzard Force. Oh,
Yes,
those
I was
came out
asking you for
so good. You
ideas
did a great job with those.
because we were wondering, like, okay, what kind of they wanted something that would be cool and ready to play, and then I just
Mhm.
like, okay,
And
I
it's
like
also
Legion, but I'm
popular
not like
again.
in the
You're not in the tournament circuit. Yeah.
yeah, or what works, what's good, what's not. So I just
Right.
gonna ask Crabbok for help,
Yeah, I
and
mean,
then you
and
gave me
that's
that
all
idea.
subjective too, because like you don't have to play with what's good. You just play with having
Right.
fun, right? Yeah,
Yeah, but we wanted something that will create interest, and I don't know.
absolutely,
So then we did
absolutely.
that, and I got to, because we divided the work with three other painters that were really amazing,
Mm-hmm.
talented, and great people. Um, and uh, and then I got to do. They sent me the speeder bikes. They sent me all the bases, the ATST, and they sent me Vader. I can't remember what else I had to paint, and then all the other. I was like, I'm really not. I really don't want to do I really don't want to do the troopers.
Oh boy, yeah. There's a lot.
so
There's a lot of repetition when you're doing those.
so then a couple of them were like, "Oh no, I that's my thing. I love doing. I'm comfortable doing armies. I don't want to do characters or just like one,
Oh, I see.
like." And so we just divided the work that way. Anyway, so I got the speeder bikes, and then they all have like this like little blanket or something, in the back.
Uh-huh.
That little
Yes. Yeah, I know what you're
roll
talking
up
about.
thingy.
It's
They go
their
from the
little
back.
camping, it's like their tent or
Yes.
whatever, their sleeping bag.
And then I'm like, there were nowhere to be found. So I just texted my friend Morty and Seven, and I'm like, I don't. Did you send them by any chance? Because I can't find them. He's like, yeah, I did send them. I was like, they're
Oh.
not here. They're lost. So then next thing I had to do, I had to figure out how to do it because
Uh-huh.
it looked silly without it.
Right.
So I did them with green stuff.
Oh, okay.
And then I don't know if you saw
No.
those. But anyway, when I
Oh,
had a friend coming over and seeing how these actually look better because they had like I put like a little like I
you,
painted them obviously, but then I added like the Empire sticker to it, like with Microsol and Microset. I added some
very
stickers
cool.
and
No,
they look really nice actually. So this actually looks really cool.
no, that is fantastic.
Well,
I love doing stuff like I love when you can customize. Um,
yeah.
Gosh, I wish I had it here. I didn't bring it out. Like my Cody for Shatterpoint, he's like standing on a
Mhm.
rock, and I don't like the tactical rocks because I like to add my own terrain. So I removed the tactical rock and I put his helmet down there. So I have him standing on his helmet instead. And
Ooh.
so it's like just little ways to kind of customize your stuff and make it your unique is super fun. But I remember seeing that now, the thing that you did with the speeder bikes, and that looks so good. And
I'm
especially if
like,
you can
it's
do decals. Decals are really
I
cool.
did, yeah, they put decals. That's the word, yeah,
Yeah.
decals for them, and they look okay. They were fine.
Oh yeah, very good. That's awesome stuff.
So definitely one of a kind. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
somebody from the East Coast, I think, won that raffle.
And that's also cool because even if you already had a speeder bike, like now you have one that's like special. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
What's my favorite miniature to paint is the dewback. I love dewbacks. Everybody
Oh.
knows that. And so I have a rainbow dewback. Her name is Penny.
Mm-hmm.
Penny the Slayer. And when I went to Adepticon last year, the first time, I was playing with a friend, and I don't know. I just like that everybody just underestimates the jukebox. I love how they don't think much of it
Okay.
up until the point they're on your face and you can escape the claws.
Oh, they're
And
nasty, especially if you give them that
and they are,
flamethrower too.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know. It was funny because a lot of my characters died, but Penny and one other character just was they're the only ones alive, and I won. Okay.
Oh, nice. Uh,
It was
it's
funny 'cause at the end, like
mhm.
I had like Penny and Vader like behind like the ATSD of the other guy I was
Mhm.
playing, and there was like these people just around the table at this point, like watching us and just
Mhm.
like, look at that Jubak, that's so cool. I just love her.
There's something
It's-
really satisfying about spending time on painting something, and and then having it being able to pull it out onto the table, and like playing with it. Like I spent all this time building this army and having these units, and now I get
right.
to actually play games with them. It's like it's one thing to like just paint stuff and put it on a shelf, but then when you actually get to put it on your tabletop, it's like it's
Yeah.
beautiful. It brings
And when you
everything
see it in
together
action too, it's really fun.
very
I don't know.
much so.
A lot of people paint things and I don't like that there. They paint things to like you say display.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. I just like painting and just using, just knowing that they're gonna be used. They're not just gonna sit on a shelf.
Yes, yes.
um I don't know, I did receive a really beautiful model from my Mind Work Games, I think it was.
Okay.
This one. Oops, hang on.
Let me see. Oh my god.
It's
Oh.
like a Viking or something
Okay,
situation
cool.
happening. Yeah, this is what the model looks like. I already assembled it, but it's really pretty. And
That's a fun
I'm
one.
like, that would be fun. And a friend of mine came over. He's like, "So, why you play with it? What game?" Well, no, it's just
Yeah, yeah. Well,
like,
sometimes,
what you do with it? You just
right.
look at
Well, they
it.
don't have to be. So there's a couple of things you can do with stuff like that. Like you could, for one thing is you can use them for Dungeons and Dragons or a role playing game,
Yeah, if
right?
you play. Yeah.
Right. You can use that as as your mini for your RPG. You can also proxy things. A lot of people that I know that play like Warhammer or Age of Sigmar or Warhammer 40K.
Uh-huh.
I know a lot of them like to proxy, like, hey, I wanted this guy to be my general, so I'm going to use this model instead. Now, it means you have to put him on the right base,
Right.
but yeah, a lot of people will do that. But then also people do the show competition pieces where like, hey, this is for a painting competition. That's all it's for, you know.
I guess I could use it for something like that. I've just never done any of that. I don't know if I
Hmm.
really have the desire to do anything like that right now.
I'm there with
Maybe
you.
in the
I like
future, but I just like painting for playing with them. You
Yeah,
know.
when the models are so good already for the games that you play, I haven't really had too many cases where I wanted to substitute stuff. Um,
Right.
I used to, so a long time ago, I used to play test for Legion, and that was a time where I used to proxy things because we didn't have the models yet, and I had to like, I had to play tests, like when before the core set, before Legion came out, uh,
Hmm.
I was selected to play test a little bit, and I remember I was using zombies for stormtroopers from Zombie Side.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was just using all kinds of stuff because like their bases were like close enough that it would,
Yeah.
you know, um, and yeah, so I had a good time doing all that kind of stuff. And but that's one example. Or sometimes when a unit would come out and I had like the same miniature for Imperial Assault, I would use that one in Legion while we were playtesting it. You know? But you can use anything if you want. But some folks like to do that. It can be a fun way to say like, hey, these are my, like here I'm going to play stormtroopers, but I want them to be, zombie stormtroopers or something like that.
Right.
Yep. I think this guy is about good. My little convor. I need to put
Oh
some.
my word! It's almost 12, dude.
Yeah,
What?
it is about there.
I just feel like I just looked and it was 11, and I was giving you crap for
It's
this.
only been 2 minutes. We've only been on stream for 2 minutes. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It goes fast when you have fun.
All right. Let me go check back in with our lovely audience. Do you guys make your own Legion terrain? If so, do you have any
I
videos or recommendations? So I have
Sarah,
a series of creating Hoth terrain videos that I
ooh,
started
I
working
didn't
on.
know that. Yeah,
I
I want
did
to make off terrain. Did you do some?
I did some, but it's not like there's better stuff out there. Like, and I know I'm not supposed to like criticize my own brand or whatever, but this was from when Legion was first announced. I had never made terrain before, so I started getting into, I started making some stuff. Some of it came out pretty good, and I was using hot cutters through foam and stuff like that. So I have a playlist on that. It's let me see if I can find it. Well, we can get in chat. But I did some of that. I've done a lot of building my own terrain, and it's been super fun.
It's so fun. I made my own during the pandemic. I built terrain too for the my forest terrain
Nice.
and like trees and rocks and little ponds. It was really different than miniature painting, but it was so much fun. I loved it.
Oh yeah.
I really loved it. What else is chat saying?
I'm gonna see what I can find for my. Oh my goodness! I made one call first. I was trying to make a Sullust terrain board for Sullust, which is like a volcanic planet. It was lava and all kinds of
Uh-huh.
stuff. And I used this canned foam that expands, this kind of insulation foam that you would spray,
Hmm.
and then it turns into a big bubble, kind of.
Hmm.
And that was such a nightmare project. I ended up having to throw the whole thing away.
Oh no.
It was super fun though. Oh, look at this. Oh man, I do have a whole bunch of Hoth terrain videos that I made. Oh, these are some of them are bad, some of them are pretty good.
How long ago was that?
I'm gonna see. I'm gonna link one of them. Well, this is a good one.
Yeah, go ahead.
This one was a fun
Oh, I'm
piece.
not sure.
Comment. Da-da.
I think I just have to decide what to do, and so I was trying different things now. So I think I've made up my mind and picked what I wanted.
Here's one. I'm gonna put this in chat. Here's one of the videos from that series. There should be some other ones kind of around there. Like I did like 8 or 9 Hoth terrain videos. The first one was bad because I thought I was gonna be building terrain that was like 2 or 3 feet tall, and then it didn't mesh with any of the other videos. So that happens sometimes. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what I was thinking. James started using an airbrush for Legion, and the barricades were a great chance to practice.
Oh, yeah,
that is so smart. That is.
That's cool. I haven't done my very. I mean, maybe I did, but I didn't use the.
I used Green Stuff World's their color shift paints. I used
Oh
that
yeah,
on
for
some.
the barracks.
I did like I think 4 barricades that way, or maybe 2. Yeah.
What colors did you use? That's an odd.
Yeah, I wanted to test out some of them. It was like one was like
test them, yeah.
Yeah, it was like, and since I don't use barricades in all of my games, I have a lot of them because I bought like 4 core sets. I had barricades to spare, so it was a great way to test things out. That if it came out well, I could use it in game, and if it didn't come out well, I could just put it in the corner.
Right.
So I used a couple of different types, but the color shift was a pretty interesting line.
Yeah, it is. I used it for like my beetles of Ankh, the
the
Egyptian
scarabs.
beetle.
Yeah.
The scarabs, yeah. I used those for that, and they were perfect because it just looks like a real bug with that on.
Oh, nice.
But other than that, I just there's not really a whole lot of like uses I have for that paint. I love it, but it's just
yeah, it's tough because it works better if you use it for like a wide surface, something that you can really see. And it's not like something you can be like, oh, I'm just going to paint a stripe on this guy that color.
Oh, so, yeah, no. It has to, if you wanted to really show, it has to be a larger space.
Yeah.
Mostly flat. And you need a really dark base color for them to show. Most of them work better when you have them primed in black than any other color. Or they won't show.
Or especially if it's like a glossy black, a shiny black, and then they go over the shine. So it lets them kind of pop through. Yeah.
Yep. Or a metallic.
I think I tried some of the cars from Marvel Crisis Protocol with that, since it looks like it would work really good on car paint or something like that.
I see. I used some for painting Dalinar. I remember.
You gave him that shiny in the shard plate. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I used it was the first time I used their holographic.
Okay.
Paint.
Oh yeah, it was the very
It's really interesting, but like you say, it has to be like a specific kind of really flat surface for you to appreciate it, for the light to pick it up,
Yes.
Otherwise, if you have too much detail, it doesn't look good at all.
Right. So yeah, it's very certain, and it's good for bases. A lot of people do those on bases.
Oh yeah.
But I think,
and I've seen like you said, like little cars for Marvel Crisis Protocol. Those are perfect for those. Yeah.
I'm not a person who likes to do my bases first, though. I like to glue the miniature on the base first and then do the basing around the miniature. But I know a lot of people like to do their bases completely separate. First.
To me, depends. It depends on what I'm working on.
Yeah, because I think usually if I'm going to glue it on, then my glue is probably going to mess with the basing material a little bit, or I might not get as good of a seal. I heard some people pin their stuff on. I guess that could work. But I
think I finished this, and
I am finishing this gun, and I'm gonna be done with this guy. That's 3 guys I got done.
Nice.
I got 2 clones and a convor, and I think the little convor is the best because he's colorful and he's exotic. He's like blue and yellow, and he's happy. And I got his eyes. I don't know if you can even see. I got his pupils. It's so hard to get the eyes. And it looks like he's looking in the same direction.
You will have to take some pictures and tag me.
I might have to do that. Yes.
I want to see that.
Yeah,
Can't see it.
because I need a better camera. I'm gonna have to do that. You know, it's. I tell you what, when you're doing eyeballs, or
Yeah.
if you're new to doing eyes, it's very easy to paint one eye here and then the other eye here, so it looks like they're looking two different ways. And so like when you get the pupil and they're both looking the same direction, or sometimes you screw up and they're both looking this way, but now it's like, oh, that looks even better. If you get the
Mm-hmm.
pupils right, it's so satisfying, but it's definitely challenging. Ah.
They will look, oh, look this way, but I'm facing this way, but you're looking this way. It
Mm-hmm.
happens.
It can do that.
I have
Sometimes it's
I have a
shifty.
I have theories with the eyes
Oh, really?
on how to make them look good because a lot of people just like for example, like let me see if I can find a pen. Like I've seen this a lot where people make like the eyes.
Okay.
You do the eyes like regular like this, right?
Well, I
If
do a
you
line straight down because
yeah, if you
and I'll draw the eye, like the pupil, even onto the cheek, and then go up and then fix the cheek, and hopefully that it makes it curves the eye out.
but I have friends that have done like just one little in the middle without touching the rest of the eye, and they look like they're scared or
Oh,
something.
yeah,
But
yeah.
if you can touch both, or if you can just touch, this is my favorite. When you, if you're able to, because some minis won't let you do that because they're too small. If you can only touch the top, if you can only touch the top, it will give you that kind of like the kind of badass look that you want.
Okay,
If you can avoid the bottom or leave a little bit of white at the bottom, that look to me that looks the best.
that's
Um,
smart. Yeah, that's smart. And
and
so,
then if you do them this way, which
mhm,
I've done, it's just to some miniatures of Ankh. There's some really creepy gods, And
uh-huh.
so I will make their eyes like touch just the bottom because they're looking at you like like this.
Oh, yeah,
You know what I mean?
that.
Like you can only
Hmm.
like you see that he's touching only the bottom,
Hmm.
and they look even crazier and creepier.
Yeah, it's yeah. No, I
So
can.
there's different things that you can do, but yeah, if you can for Legion,
Mhm,
mostly like you just want to have like really like like soldier, prepared look,
mhm.
and I usually just have them just touch the top of if I can.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, I've been a lot of times I have it touch both the top and the bottom, but that's because I'm drawing like a line straight down here, and then because like again, can't see right. I don't know, but I should be using a magnifying glass or whatever. But I'll hit that much, and then I
Oh
come
yeah.
back over, and then I clean it up on the top and the bottom, and then
Oh shoot.
I've shaped it a little bit better.
Touch me.
That sometimes works out. But not always. Like my Ahsoka's right now is why I'm not doing Ahsoka. Like
This is really
she's
this
like
is really
this, and
helpful
then
for me.
it's like all over the place, and so like the pupil is like an S all over her face, so I have to like just completely wipe her face out and start over again. But
This has been really helpful for me. I can't wear it on stream
oh
or
yeah,
because I can't see anything
mhm,
other than what I'm doing.
right.
But this one, I mean, it has a light too.
Yeah, a good buddy of mine has those same things. I might have to end up doing that. I have
I don't know.
a big magnifying glass, but it's so huge, and it's like on a tripod, so I have to. It's like one of these, and I have to be like,
No, and
yeah.
And with this, you can like paint it virtually anywhere. It's not like you don't have to have a really potent like lamp. You can just use this. Um, so I don't know. This has been really helpful, and I use it when I have to like. The thing is, like, what I like about it is like you first, if you're painting and you wear it after you start painting something, you will be like, "Oh my god, this is terrible,"
Oh yeah, yeah.
So then you fix things, but then when you are done and you take them off, it just looks so much better. I mean, you think like it doesn't look as good here,
Mm-hmm.
but then when you take it off, when you look at it with your real
Ah,
this, it's like, oh, okay, that doesn't look so bad
my
anymore.
litmus test is I'll usually pull out my phone and like I'm like, okay, I think that looks good, and then let me zoom up and take a good picture of it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, no, terrible, terrible. I got to redo this again because yeah, that's
I know.
that's a fun one. And that's a
Uh,
good way to
yeah.
practice humility because we make mistakes and we can,
For sure.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
I do have like a new background for my pictures now. It's just, all black. And
Oh yeah.
I definitely see more of the meat because it's just the one before was just kind of like smoky looking, and this one's just plain black. I really like how the pictures look better and
Yeah.
more vivid. and more clear. But yeah, it's just like I can see everything, and I with the other one I couldn't really as much because it will blend with the background. It
Oh,
just hit your eyes, that gets busy in your vision. But then with this, it's like this and only this, and it's just like yikes. But okay, that's me. That's what
that's what
I
you do.
don't I try not to bring my work down or myself down.
Mhm.
I see something, it's like, you know what, it could be better, but this is all the best I can do right now, and I'm gonna take it.
Yeah,
It's not great,
and if
you
you
know.
have I also think if you have a good time doing it, then there's definitely no reason to,
Yeah,
no reason to feel bad at all. I mean, it's I could have done better on this guy, but I think he's table ready. Well, I got to do a
yeah,
base on him too at some point, but yeah, and that's all you need to do. Have a good time doing it, and then move on to the next guy. If you find that there's something that you want to do differently, then you can nothing stops you from going back and doing more, or just take a little break and try something different next time. And
for sure. I
uh,
have this Anakin that I did on stream the other day. I gotta finish this, but
oh
I'm
yeah.
glad I at least was able to finish my Ahsoka. The Masked Geek said, do you guys have any plans for how you're going to paint the invasive Ewoks? I'll probably just do forest, of course.
Forest, I think that makes the most sense. I
Forest
don't, I don't,
base.
I don't know if I'm gonna even pick up the Ewoks. I don't know. I feel,
What?
I feel awkward about it. Yeah, I'm
Oh
not.
yeah, yeah. You said something about it. I remember now.
Well, because you can run an Ewok battle force like the way the rules are right now. You don't even need Ewoks. So, well, I think you need one. I think you need a single unit of Ewoks. It's awkward to me. And I'm just not an Ewok. Like I love Return
You're
of
a
the
new
Jedi.
person.
Return of the Jedi is my favorite Star Wars movie, but it's because
Yes.
of everything else. It's not because of the Ewoks. It's because of everything else. And the thing is, I don't have a problem with Ewoks at all. I just don't want them to like. I want Gungans. That's the army that I really want. I want Gungans. I don't really want Ewoks. I don't know because there's so many of them too. A single box is like what 8 miniatures you got to paint, and so I
Well,
can't see
already.
myself buying 6 boxes of Ewoks and doing like a full Ewok build. I can't see myself doing it. You know,
They're cute though.
they are cute and they
Yeah,
might be
yeah.
real easy. They might be real easy to paint because I mean, if you prime them in black and then you do like a light
Yeah,
brown
they,
and then a
they could be,
agricultural,
yeah, a quick paint for sure.
yeah.
I think. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, but I mean, you can have variations with them too, just like with the Wookiees. You paint them in different variations of colors, just so you don't have all the thing.
I will
All the.
say I really do like the Wookiees. I wish they would do a little more Wookiee stuff for Legion. I would love to see like a true Wookiee battle force
Mm-hmm.
because Wookiees were kind of one of the first like species to kind of get almost a battle force of their own. So like I feel like they need like one or two new Wookiees to completely make Wookiees their own thing. That would be
Oh, I see.
I would be excited with that. That would be a fun one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I think it's about a good place to start wrapping things up. Elle, I want to thank you for hanging out today and for painting and being part of the stream. It has been a delight having you. If people want to see more from you, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram, L underscore Firespray, I think is there. And also on Twitter and Facebook. I also have a YouTube channel that I need to show more love to and create more content for that. I'm working on something. It's just YouTube is a lot. YouTube it can be,
Hmm.
it's not easy. Editing videos and whatnot. It's
Yeah,
just something
it's
that
very
takes time.
demanding. It's
Yeah, so yeah, I'm trying to do more of that, and
okay.
also I stream once a week on Twitch on Wednesdays, 7 Central. I have a little bit of 2 hour stream painting something Star Wars related usually, or Unk from the other board game I'm trying to finish.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's where you can find me, and thank you so much for having me, Crabbok. You are awesome. And I don't know. I just wouldn't know what I would do without your videos. It's also informative, and
Oh, you're
you
so
get to
sweet.
know so many amazing things about the games. I don't know. It's just whenever there's something new, I always check if there's a new Crabbok video for it.
Usually, I used to get it within the hour, but like I've just got like I can't get like all the breaking news the same day anymore. I just
Right.
can't. Usually,
And
I
I
have to
just
wait till
love
the next
your
morning.
excitement. I think
Yeah.
like when that video where they announced all of those things at Adepticon that last
Oh
day.
my goodness, that was a
And
lot.
you were just like, oh, losing your mind. I was laughing so hard. That was just everybody's reaction.
Well, they have. I mean,
was so
Rebels.
funny.
They're doing like Ezra and Kanan and Hera and Chopper and Zeb and Sabine for. I mean,
No, I think it was when you saw that R2D2 as a
he's serving drinks.
waiter.
Yes.
You lost your mind there. It was
That
so
was
funny.
that was wonderful. It's gonna be a happy day when that goes up for pre-order and I get to finally put those together. Gonna be a happy day. All right. Well, I think that's gonna do it for today. You guys can check out links in the description below. I've got a link to all of Elle's links are in the description below, and you guys can check those out. And I will see you next time. I want to thank you all for hanging out today. Thanks, Elle, and everybody else. Have a fantastic day, and may the force be with you.
May the force be with you.
All right. See ya.